Yo, what is going on, people? What is up? What is up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another edition of our watch along video. This time around, we've got 5 games, guys, to cover. In fact, they're not even 5 games. I think there are 6 games. 6 games to cover. Yes, quite a number of games that you have lined up for this evening. We've got the league leaders. In fact, the top 4 all go in action, with the exception of Man City. Also have a relegation scrap at the other end of the table, and we will be right here to cover every bit and piece of every action that is going to be happening today in the Premier League. Not only are we covering the Arsenal versus Brentford game, so gonna cover the Chelsea versus Leeds game happening later on, and of course Sunderland versus Liverpool. Anyway, welcome guys to the channel. This is your boy right here, Vinskey Valor. As usual, if it's your first time here on the channel, do make sure that you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And of course, if you're a returning subscriber, make sure you like the video and just support the channel and do all that wonderful stuff. So, like I said earlier, got a number of games lined up for this evening. Got Arsenal versus Brentford, Brighton, Aston Villa, Burnley, Crystal Palace, Wolves versus Forest. Those are the games that will be kicking off at 10:30 East African time. Then, as like I said earlier, Leeds, Chelsea, Liverpool, Sunderland will be kicking off in right about 45 minutes time at around 11:15. So we'll be here to cover all those games, guys, even as we follow the action. The Barclays Premier League. Yesterday, there were a number of games. Man City played a very, very exciting thriller against Fulham. They managed eventually to win 5-4. At some point, they were lucky because they had actually raced into a 5-1 lead. But Fulham were able to peg them back to 5-4, but they were unable to complete the comeback. So, and also, yesterday you had Newcastle versus Tottenham. Tottenham had to come back from 2 goals. Actually, had to come back from behind twice to draw. Hard fought draw at Newcastle, and of course, what was the other game that took place? Yes, Bournemouth lost at home against Everton 1-0, courtesy of a Jack Grealish goal. So there, the other games, we have got 6 games lined up for today, and then of course tomorrow have the final game of this round of fixtures. This is match week 14. So tomorrow gonna have Manchester United versus West Ham. So let me just show you the games that will be, so that I can just display the scoreboard for you guys, so that at least you can know the games that we are following. Don't worry about the Liverpool, Sunderland, Leeds, Chelsea games later on, because these games will definitely finish earlier. We're just gonna switch over and follow those games, because those games will be starting right around 11:15 Kenyan time. As always, guys, if it's your first time here on the channel, do make sure that you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So yeah, so let me just show you guys the lineups of the games that are happening today, starting with the Arsenal versus Brentford the game. Yes, so for Arsenal, we have got Raya in goal, Calafiori, Hincap, Mosquera, and White in defense. Then in midfield, we've got Rice, Zubamendi, and Odegaard. Then up front, we've got Martinelli, Merino, and Madueke. So no Saka today. So at least Arsenal have been able to rotate a few of their personnel today. For Brighton, rather Brentford, Kelleher in goal, Van der Berg, Pinnock, and Aya, Kayonde, Jensen, Yamoluk, Janlent, and Henry, and then of course Shade and Outaro. So I'm surprised that there's no Igor Thiago today. Is he on the bench? Or Igor Thiago is on the bench. So it seems like Brentford have gone for a very, very defensive approach today. I think maybe they are fearing the threat of Arsenal. So maybe they are ensuring that they have so many people at the back. Of course, now Brighton versus Aston Villa is a very good game to follow. I've got Verbruggen, Kadioglu, Dunk, Van Heck, and Wifer, Baleba, Gomez, Krupa, Gruder, and Minte, and of course Zimas as the lone forward. For Aston Villa, I've got Bizot, Cash, Konza, Torres, and Matson, Kamara, Onana, Rogers, Grussard, McGinn, and Oli Watkins. So, Burnley, Crystal Palace. This is a lineup for both teams. For Burnley, we've got Dubravka, Hartman, Esteve, Ekdal, Walker, Cullen, Florentino, Antony, Fleming, Chauna, and Foster. For Crystal Palace, of usual 3-4-3, Henderson, Richards, Lacroix, Gehi, Munoz, Wharton, Lama, Micho, Pino, Kamada, and Mateta. And then, of course, last but not least, for these games that are kicking off in a few, um, Wolves versus Nottingham Forest. These are actually relegation scrap because both these teams are in, no, actually not in the relegation, but I think for Wolves are the ones that are rooted to the bottom of the table, while Forest are around the 16th position. So for Wolves, gonna have Sam Johnson, Gomez, Agbadu, Mosquera, Wufi, Gomez, Andre, and Chaunla. What's that? Chachaua. Oh man, butcher that name. And then, of course, up front, we're going to have Belgade, Stan Larsson, and Arias. For Nottingham Forest, have Sales in goal, Savona, Milenkovic, Morato, and Williams, Sangare, Anderson, Gibbs White, Ndoye, Hutchinson, and Igo Jesus. So, those are the lineups for the game that are kicking off in a few. Yeah, the lineups for these other games are also out. Let me just show you guys if there are lineups already out. For Leeds versus Chelsea, we've got Perry in goal for Leeds, Strauk, Rondon, Bojol, Bogle, Tanaka, Ampadu, Starch, and Goodmanson. Then, of course, Nemcha and Calvert Lewin. For Chelsea, we've got Sanchez, Badiashile, Tosin, Chaloba, Cucurella, Santos, Enzo Fernandez, Estevao, João Pedro, Gittens, and Delap. And of course, for the champions, Liverpool in their game against Sunderland, Alisson in goal, Robertson, Van Dijk, Konate, Gomez, Gravenberch, McAllister, Gakpo, Viat, Sabozla, and Isak. So no Salah again. Salah is still on the bench, guys. Salah is still on the bench. Then, of course, for Sunderland, we're going to have Roofs, Mukiele, Ballard, Aldarate, Reynaldo, then of course Lefe, Sadiki, Shaka, and Talbi, then of course Broby as the lone forward. To me, I expected Salah to be brought back into the limelight, but for Liverpool, but unfortunately, Arne Slot has decided to do different, man. Seems like anyway, but what's his name? Salah was on poor form, so him being on the bench is very, very merited. Yeah. So it was like there's no need of playing a guy who's out of form. Then he's forcing the entire team to play around him, but they are not really a threat because Salah's clearly lost his mojo. Yes, for the time being, not forever. For the time being. Anyway, Arsenal game has already kicked off. Let me see if the other games has also kicked off. So the Brighton and Wolves game has also kicked off. This is Arsenal on the attack, cleared by Coyote, being hustled by Calafiori. It's gonna be a goal kick. So all games have officially kicked off now. So at least now we can start all the match clocks. Yes, all games have officially kicked off. So Brighton, let me just ensure at least the clocks are in sync with Brighton one. Brighton one is right around 1 minute 30 seconds played. Of course, Arsenal, yeah, more or less goes hand in hand with this one. This one as well, also around 1 minute 40 seconds played. So, but anyway, guys, I know we are covering a number of games, so it's gonna be hard to have different polls, but just ensure, guys, you drop your predictions in the chat. Whoever you think is gonna carry the day, please let us know whom you think is gonna carry the day today. Arsenal are gonna get one over these guys. It's good. If you think Brighton are gonna win, Aston Villa are gonna win their game as well. So do let us know how the games are gonna go. So just drop your predictions in the chat, guys. Drop your predictions in the chat. So nice defending from Hincap. Wonderful sliding tackle. Clearly saved a counter-attacking move from Brentford right there. So I don't know what color this is. This looks like some this Brentford jersey color. It looks like some very light blue color. Sure whether I've gotten the color correctly, but anyway, I'm sure you guys know. You guys know, I'm very familiar with their color. So if at least you know the color, just let us know, man. Let us know. So I'm just gonna be crisscrossing from side to side, at least as you observe all the games that are taking place at around the same time. So as always, guys, make sure that you are liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Surprised that Salah is still benched for Liverpool. In fact, on the weekend against West Ham, he was an unused substitute. So maybe today is. I thought that he was gonna start today, but anyway, they say not. Don't change a winning team because clearly, Liverpool played remarkably well without Salah on that particular day. In fact, Vats Vats was actually linking up play very well, especially with the forwards, with Isak. Not really with Isak, but with McAllister and who else? And Gravenberch. So maybe he just wants to ensure that he maintains Vats form because this the guy who was bought for so much money. So and some managers they believe that you can play a player out of bad form into good form. Let's hope that might be a change of fortune for Liverpool. Anyway, it's a corner to Arsenal. Rice with the corner, cleared by Shada as far as Martinelli. Martinelli tries to recycle it, fouls the player. But anyway, it's a free kick to Brentford. So free kick to Brentford. So let me just go to the other games and just see what's going on. Brighton, Aston Villa. Very wonderful games taking place at the same time. So let's hope that it's going to be a night of goals like yesterday because facts there are like 9 goals in one game, but the other games, man, they're kind of subdued, especially the Tottenham one because it was just a one-sided affair. But at least the Man City Fulham game was not like one-sided. It was a bit one-sided, especially in the first 15-20 minutes. Man City exerted their dominance, but unfortunately they were unable to sustain it. And eventually Fulham came back into the game, but unfortunately they were unable to complete the comeback. So, but it was a good game of football. So let us hope that today follows suit as yesterday. We're gonna have goals galore, man. We want to see goals galore, man. Don't just be witnessing dead games, man. You don't really know what's happening. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So far, no changes in the scoreline. All games are kindly at 0-0. So also have Bilbao versus Madrid taking place right now. Madrid are already leading 3-0. That game is into the second half. This is in La Liga, right around the 77th minute. So can pretty much say that Madrid have that game won. So don't think Bilbao will be able to come back into that game because it seems like already dead and buried. So guys, as always, do make sure that you like the video and subscribe to the channel. As always, if it's your first time here on the channel, do make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. And make sure you're also dropping your predictions in the chat, guys. Please drop your predictions in the chat. Let us know whom you think is gonna carry the day today. Yes, as always, like I said, Can't really do a poll for all the games, but if you actually fancy one of the teams that is playing today, just drop your prediction and let us know whom you think is gonna win the games today. So this is Mosquera. Mosquera forced back to Raya. Raya, nice pass into Odegaard. I like the rotation from Arsenal today. At least they've ensured that they utilize their squad depth. There is no Saka. Madueke to the box. This is White. Ah, come on, White. He was very concerned about squaring the ball into the middle, but he never actually lifted his head up to see that he was in acres of space. Arsenal have started brightly at least. This is also another London derby for them. Yeah. In fact, yeah, definitely wanting a response from Arsenal because against Chelsea, I can't really say that they are dominated, but Chelsea are far better, are far the better team on that particular day, even after being reduced to 10 men. So I'm sure it's Arsenal will be looking at least to cement their grip on first place and also at the same time also restore their lead over Man City and Chelsea because gap is currently at 2 points, but that is because Man City have already played their game yesterday. So if Arsenal are to win today, of course, they just restore their 5 point lead. Is Madueke, White. I actually thought that Gyökeres was gonna start, but maybe he's not really fit enough to start this game. So anyway, let's see how Arsenal are gonna fare on today. Let us see how they are gonna fare on. Of course, that is our biggest feature game currently because they are the league leaders, and of course we always say, you know what, if a team is leading, we're gonna of course be a little bit biased towards them. Of course, cover their games cleared by Pinnock. Yeah, the game has pretty much settled into the pattern that we expected, where Arsenal just on the attack as a Brentford sit back. So this is Madueke taking on Nico Henry. There's a goal. There's a goal in the Brighton Aston Villa game. There is a goal, man. Oh, goal has been scored by Van Heck. So it's 1-0 to Brighton, guys. 1-0 to Brighton. Brighton have already taken the lead against Aston Villa. Yeah, so goal has been scored by Van Heck. Goal has been scored by Van Heck. Martinelli, Odegaard, this is White, Madueke, this is White, nice pass, the box, goal! Mikel Merino has put Arsenal in front, man. So Arsenal have already scored, man. Arsenal have scored. Mikel Merino. Merino, yep. One who scored the goal for Arsenal over the weekend in equalizer against Chelsea has just nudged this team ahead against Brentford rather. So Arsenal have already taken the lead, man. They're well on their way. They are well on their way. Easy trying to update the Van Heck goal. So Brentford's game plan has already drunk water. Brentford's game plan has already drunk water, man. At least the whole gimmick of earlier that Arsenal are just set piece FC has actually vaporized because the past couple of games, Arsenal have just been scoring from open play, man. They've been getting goals from open play. They haven't really been scoring set pieces. Because remember at the beginning of the season, they had so many set piece goals. But it's like now they're beginning now to balance their what? their goals, man. Set piece, open play goals and such. It's actually a good thing. It's actually a good thing because for me, like I've always said, I think I back them to win the league this season. In fact, if there's ever a time that Arsenal are prime favorites to win the league, it's this season. That's why I kept on saying, if they do not win the league this season, then I don't know whether you're gonna call them cast or what. This is Coyote into the box. This is Autara. Nice defending from Calafiori. Yeah, it's gonna be a long throw for Brentford. Brentford are also the other team that is also very good from set pieces, man. That's the other team that is also set piece FC. Set piece FC. So Coyote, the long throw attempt for Brighton. Rather, what do I keep confusing these two? Brighton and Brentford. Confusing. Anyway, Coyote. Instant reference. What? Okay. Oh, they actually say it's a corner. So Yanelt gone over to take the corner for Brentford. So let's look at this delivery. Let's have a look at this delivery. I nailed into the box. Cleared my Madueke. What they was doing right there, man. This is Jensen. Back to Yanelt. Yanelt. Jensen. Yamoluk. Far side. Jensen into Yamoluk. Is Yanelt. Yanelt delivers it into the box towards Pinnock. I don't know what Pinnock was doing there. Rule of thumb, you never let the ball bounce in front of you, man. Of course, if the ball bounces, it's going to get away from you. The ball is always going to get away from you. So it's a throw into Arsenal. They just skip over other switch over to the other game. Let's see. Burnley, Crystal Palace. In fact, I've not even had a look at this game. Let's see what's going on here. Burnley, Crystal Palace. Anyway, let's have a look at the Wolves Nottingham Forest game. Something, give me a second. Yeah, guys, as always, guys, do remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Yeah, so it's your first time here on the channel, do make sure that you smash a like on the video, and as always, subscribe to the channel. Do all that wonderful stuff. Be a part of the channel so that you can never miss out on any watch along video that we do or watch along stream that we do in the future. Yeah, so have a look Brighton the Burnley Crystal Palace game. It was wonderful save from Henderson. Clearly saved a certain goal there. Wonderful shot from Anthony. Burnley. That shot was clearly goal bound. That shot was goal bound. Move over to the Brighton Aston Villa game. What's going on here? So yeah, so as soon as these games actually go into halftime, now the Chelsea Leeds Chelsea game, Liverpool Sunderland games are gonna kick. So as soon as these games are now at halftime, we're just gonna switch over to the other games. So definitely gonna keep you updated on all the action as it takes place. It's actually a night of football across Europe. Have a number of La Liga games, Copa del Rey games, Coppa Italia games, German Cup games as well. So Bayern also in action against Union Berlin in the EFB Pokal. That's the equivalent of the German Cup. And of course, Inter and Venezia are gonna be playing later on in the Coppa Italia. So those are the games that are lined up for this evening. So yeah, yesterday also had a number of games in La Liga. Barcelona managed to beat Madrid 3-1. So Barca went back to the top of the table. Madrid will just be hoping that they are going to close the gap to their championship rivals. So just check over, rather switch over to the Madrid game. Still 3-0 to Madrid. So yeah, this game is pretty much over. This game is pretty much over. I don't see a scenario where Athletic Bilbao come back into that game because pretty much gotten away from them. Go back to our Arsenal game. Let's see what's going on here. It's picked up by Madueke. Yeah, Rico Henry has been fouled, man. So guys, as always, do remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Do all that wonderful stuff. It's time to cycle through the games that are taking place, so at least you do not miss out on any action that is happening across the game. So I was about to say earlier that I like the squad depth from Arsenal, that they're able to rotate in this game, and at least they still look threatening and very convincing. So it's actually a good thing because you don't want a situation where you actually rotate your entire team and then you turn out to be way worse than you're supposed to be. Because that squad depth is gonna come in handy, especially now when you get to the back end of the season. Because you do expect to have a few injuries here and there, and at the same time, you need to keep all your players at least happy and at least motivated, so that whenever a player is brought into the team, at least they're able to do their thing. Because you don't want players to be out of form and maybe performing badly. Anyway, Yaniel to the corner for Brentford. To the box. Shada against the bar. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. What a header from Shada, man. But he should have done better. Honestly, he should have done better with that header. Come on. It was just right in front of Raya, man. Should be barring such chances, man. Brentford almost equalized, man. I told you, Brentford also a threat from set pieces. So it's actually a battle of the teams that are top on as far as goals from set pieces are concerned. Because Brentford, Brentford really love the set piece routine. That's why you see them having all those defenders on the pitch today. Yes, but Shada should have done a whole lot better with that chance. Come on, Shada. Should have done. It was a free header, man. It was actually a save from Raya. Was it a save from Raya? Was it a save from Raya? Oh, it was a save from Raya onto the bar. Wow. What a save, man. What a save from David Raya, man. What a save. Yeah, the Brentford manager, rather, was already up and standing, celebrating the goal, but Raya denied him. Remember that Raya was actually bought from Brentford. He was actually 2 seasons ago. He was actually brought in on loan. And then the move was made permanent at the beginning of last season. So at least if there's a player that has actually contributed very well to Arsenal's defensive stats, it's David Raya. It's actually a very good acquisition from Brentford. This is Odegaard into Zubamendi. This is Rice blocked. Martinelli tries to play in Rice. Rice gets the ball. Don't foul him. Martinelli. This is Calafiori. Poor pass, man. Like Brentford, because of the tactic Brentford have employed today, they're just gonna be reliant on set pieces. They tried to go on the counter there, but all they actually did not have players to counter with going forward, going the other way. So they just have to be reliant on set pieces. Adueke shields the ball well from Rico Lewis. Mosquera back to Raya. Raya is supposed to go long to Kelleher. Yeah, you're supposed to play it back to him because there was no passing option. Van der Vaart. Utara unable to control that ball, man. Utara was unable to control the ball. Mosquera pulled back by Rico Henry. It's gonna be a foul for. Well, it's gonna be a foul considered by Brentford. Free kick to Arsenal, but they take it quickly, able to capitalize. Rico Henry back with Van der Vaart into Kelleher. Kelleher, of course, is gonna go long. Looking for Kevin Shada, well defended by Hincap, picked up by Merino. Now Rice, Odegaard, club captain. Good to have him back, man. White into the box. Scuffed his lines, man. So it's a goal kick to Brentford. Because this is a game that seems to be having a lot of action. Arsenal might be in the lead, but at least Brentford are not just sitting back and allowing Arsenal to come at them. At least they- they're they're looking to go on the offensive. So, in fact, I never even gave a prediction of this game. In fact, my prediction for this game was I thought this game was gonna be a closely contested. I expect Arsenal to win, but not to batter this team because remember last season the game also followed the same pattern. Brentford conceded early against Arsenal, rather to Arsenal, and eventually they came back to draw the game 1-1. So I don't know whether they're gonna repeat their heroics from last season. The last season they drew over here 1-1. Oh, nice, wonderful pass, man. Yeah, you can clearly see Arsenal's passing intent from the back is so good, man. It's so crisp. Nowadays, you rarely see them making mistakes. I think they needed somebody like Raya because remember when Ramsdale was there, he used to be caught out, especially playing from the back. So Arsenal had considered a number of goals through mistakes. Yeah, the Sunderland game they had considered a goal at the back. Not Sunderland, Southampton. A game in which at some point they were actually losing 3-1, but at least they came back to draw that game 3-3. It was actually in the season in which they first bottled the league, 2022-2023. After that season that Arteta realized, no, what, need a proper ball playing goal. That is why he went for David Raya. Okay, I've not even checked Arsenal's bench. Don't know whether the likes of Starboy on the bench. Check. check if Starboy are on the bench. So for both benches for Arsenal have Kepa, Timber, Skelly, Nogard, Eze, Saka, Waneri, Jesus, and Gyökeres. Nice pass, Califiori. Martinelli over the bar. Could have done better with that chance. Those are well worked by Arsenal. Huh? From defense to attack. Madueke cut inside, slid in Califiori into White, and then White passed it to Martinelli, but Martinelli was unable to finish his dinner, man. Put it over the bar, but the ball was actually bobbling, so didn't catch it well. So for Brentford, who's on the bench for them? Vlad Mason, Arthur, Lewis Potter, Collins, Onyeka, Henderson, Damsgaard, Igor, Thiago, and Romela Donovan. Is Rico Henry for Brentford. They're still nil in the other games, eh? Burnley, Crystal Palace, Wolves, Forest. Yes, those games still at 0-0. Yeah, because I don't know why they are not in attempting any chances, but anyway, maybe game is gonna be open soon. So we just switch over to the Brighton Aston Villa game. Let's see what's going on here. Brighton Aston Villa. Oh, it's actually 2-0. 2-0. Oh my god. I just switched over right now and Brighton have scored a second goal. Who scored it this time around? Who has scored it? Is it an own goal or what? Yeah. Looks like an own goal. It's an own goal, man. Own goal. Yeah. Pau Torres. Pau Torres has put the ball into his own net, man. So it's 2-0 to Brighton. It's 2-0 to Brighton. Oh my god. Oh gee. Oh man. Aston Villa in serious trouble, man. Aston Villa are in serious trouble. Fabio Hartzler is enjoying a wonderful start to this game, eh? I don't know what's happening with Aston Villa today. Eh? Honestly, I expected them to be better and more solid, but seems like anyway, that's unfortunate. That is now what you get with Unai Emery's teams. Never really that consistent for a long period of time. Might see them play against Man City. They outplay Man City, but when they come to playing against maybe the other teams in mid-table, they really struggle, break them down. So, yep, Brighton have doubled their lead in that game. Eh? So, Pau Torres has put the ball into his own net. So, peak for Aston. Actually, very peak for them, man. I honestly hope that they're gonna do something in that game. Eh? Honestly hope that they are gonna do something, not just get destroyed. Was it a game that wait? Let me check the head-to-head record of that fix. Because I remember last season, there's somebody who got thrashed in that fixture last season. Don't know whether it was Brighton or Aston Villa. Let me check. Let me check head-to-head record. Something rings. Oh, oh yes, I remember. Yeah. So yeah, because this is a game I was looking for because a couple of seasons ago, 2023, Brighton were beaten 6-1 by Aston Villa. I remember watching that game. Did Watkins score a hat trick? I think he did. He got a hat trick on that day. Then last season, the same exact fixture. Brighton lost 3-0 to Aston Villa. So maybe it's a revenge mission for Brighton in this game. Maybe they are fed up with losing to Aston Villa. So, because last season they also lost to them. Is Rice, this is Madueke, cross it in the box. Cleared by Pinnock. As far as Zubamendi, back with Madueke, what's it? Nice, he wins it back. At least it was also his mistake. This is Rice, shoot, Rice, shoot! Ah, wonderful block from Pinnock. That was a chance for Arsenal. Arsenal are playing well. Arsenal are playing well today. See, whenever a team rotates, you do expect maybe to have a little bit deep in form, but not Arsenal. And like I said, Arsenal have got the biggest squad depth in England right now. Because it's like they've got players all over who can actually come into the team and now do their job. If Madueke is unavailable, they have Saka. Odegaard is not performing, they've got Eberichi Eze. Martinelli is not there, they have Trossard. AK, poor corner, man. But Utara just kick it straight up into the air, man. Eventually, it has been cleared by Jensen. I think the only position that they do not really have any kind of cover is central defensive midfield. Because if Zubimendi does not play, I don't think they have got anybody else to bring to replace him with. Also, Rice's position, because Rice more or less plays as an 8. So if Rice is unavailable, that is, I don't know whom they're gonna put there. Yeah, Nogard. Nogard, no, Nogard. I can't really trust Nogard. I don't know why the manager did not fancy him in this game. Maybe he didn't want him. He didn't want to play him against his former club because Nogard was signed by Arsenal from Brentford. So I think maybe that's the only position that they do not have depth. Because Merino, you can't really say that Merino is plays as a central attacking midfielder because if all the strikers are fit, Joker is the one who's gonna start. Then Kai Havertz is his backup, or vice versa. So Merino more or less plays uh, as a false nine. So you can't really expect Merino to play as a what? As a central defensive midfielder, even though that is the position that he was signed for. In fact, his natural position is central defense. And at least they've got also got squad depth in defense. As you can see today, they don't have either Gabriel or Saliba. So they just call upon Hincapi and Mosquera, which is actually good squad depth. Timber is rested. Yeah, they can call on Ben White. Skelly has not been played. That is why not mind Califiori starting in this game because Skelly in this particular season has looked very shaky, man. In fact, look more or less that he might be the weak link in that defense whenever he plays. Because in a couple of games, his wing has been targeted by the opposition. But anyway, it's good squad depth. It's good squad depth, man. You should have squad depth in your teams so that in case anything happens, at least you are able to have players who be able to pick things up and now just other pick up the torch and continue. Down to be making excuses, because back last season Arsenal made a lot of excuses, man. I don't know why they said they did not win the league last season because they've got they had a lot of players out last season, which was fair, but at the same time, uh, you can't really say that because most of the players were injured, that's when you can't win, can't really win the league. Because at the end of the day, it's upon you to get the players, man, so that you can have proper squad depth, which they have actually fixed. So they brought in Bata, guy from Atletico Madrid. Was it Atletico Bilbao? Yeah, the head director of football who actually managed to bring in a few players for them, which is actually good. At least right now, they've got different ways of playing. can't be one dimension as they were last season, because last season they only had one way of playing. Odegaard did not play. Madueke, big chance. Yeah. Yeah, Aston Villa pulled a goal back. Aston Villa pulled a goal back. Let me see who has actually scored for Aston Villa. So it's 2-1 in that game. That's the game that has all the act. Brighton versus Aston Villa. Who has actually scored for Villa? Oli Watkins. So Watkins with a goal for Aston Villa. Yeah, so Watkins with a goal for Aston Villa. So Aston Villa have pulled a goal back. So it's still 2-1 Brighton. So maybe the comeback is on. Comeback is on. Because you see also with Brighton, you don't really know what to get from them. They can pepper a team maybe like 4 or 5 goals, but can have a very, very wonderful offensive performance. But it's like there's always a mistake in it somewhere. They always just find it hard to keep clean sheet in most of their games. So you always do know that Brighton at some point are gonna Odegaard into the box. Jensen with the up and over. Yamoluk picks it up. The badge is Mosquera. Is Madueke. Wonderful tackle from Rico Henry. Brentford almost shot themselves in the foot. Yeah. Oh, was it Pinnock? Yeah. Pinnock was dilly-dallying with the ball, and then his pocket was picked by that Mosquera. Mosquera played in Madueke, but Madueke was unable to sort out his feet properly. Rico Henry got back and made the tackle. So clearly saved a certain goal. Clearly saved a certain goal. Foul on Zubamendi by Jensen. So yeah, Forest have taken the lead against Wolves. So Wolves, the bottom team, won't lose game after game. In fact, this entire season, it's only the Tottenham game in which they have scored fast. Otherwise, in all the games, I think they have conceded fast. I don't know whether this one is gonna be chalked off or offside, because the Forest have actually gone ahead, but it seems the goal is going to stand. The goal is going to stand. Nottingham Forest have been all over Wolves today. In fact, all the attacking momentum has been from Forest. So I think this goal is going to stand. This goal is going to stand. So Forest have taken the lead against Wolves, man. Come on, VAR, confirm it. It's claiming that the guys ahead of him obstructing his view. Anyway, let's see what they say. Yeah, the referee has been called over to go and review that VAR decision. So I have a feeling the goal is gonna be chalked off, because if they call over the referee to the monitor, there's only one way it goes. There's only one way it goes, man. Yeah, because Jesus scored the goal, but this guy was not interfering with play. Come on, okay, roll the tape. We need to see what's going on, man. Don't need to see still photos, Because clearly, who's this number? Why is it taking so long? Come on. It's not even close to the ball, man. That should be a legit goal. That should actually stand. Well, they say Sam Johnson's view was obscured by the attacker in front of him, but there's no way Sam Johnson would have gotten to that ball either way. This angle doesn't really do much, eh? Yeah, that goal should stand. Come on. No need to choke off such a goal, man. Seriously? I see nothing wrong with that, eh? Okay, the guy was in an offside position, but the ball was not close to him. If you actually check the different angle where the ball was behind him, eh? Or the angle that is behind the goal, you can clearly see that the ball was like some like half a meter to a meter away from him. Yep, goal has actually been chalked off. Goal has been disallowed, man. Ah, come on. But then what do you expect the players to do, man? Clearly, what do you expect them to do? Okay, clearly the guy's in an outside position, but anyway, the rule says that an opposing player is in front or is in an outside position, right in front of the goalkeeper, and obscures his view. The goal is, and then the goal is scored, then automatically it's gonna be chopped. So that's exactly what happened. So Forest's goal has been chalked off, ruled off offside. So means that game is still nil-nil. Game is still nil-nil. My score has been taken off. Why? Replaced by team. What happened, man? Is that a head injury? Is that a head injury or what? What happened to Mosquera? How has he been taken off? Is he injured? I think he is injured. Anyway, it's fine. It is fine. It is fine. So Mosquera has been replaced by Timber. That means Ben White is gonna play at centre back. Timber is gonna play on right. Yeah, so the games are just ticking down into half time. So gonna gonna get to know how many minutes of added time are added for each game. So Arsenal game started fast. How many minutes of added time do you are gonna have? Going to let us know. So, like I said, Mosquera has been taken off to be replaced by Timber. Honestly, hope he. Okay, how many minutes in the Arsenal game are added on? I think maybe one or two. There haven't been any stoppages in this. Yeah, 3 minutes of added time. So 3 minutes of added time in the Arsenal game. So Brighton game, how many minutes? 6 minutes. 6 minutes of added time in the Brighton game. Eh? The other games also maybe into stoppage time. Burnley, Crystal Palace. Oh wow. Crystal Palace have just taken the lead against Burnley. So goal has been scored by Munoz. Goal has been scored by Munoz, assisted by Mark Gay. Mark Gay has assisted Munoz goal for Crystal Palace. Munoz, wonderful right wing back, man. Wonderful right wing back. Clearly a guy who knows how to go forward, man. Doesn't like sitting back and just waiting for the ball to come to him. The Wolves game gonna have 5 minutes of added time, so this one has gonna have 5 minutes of time. Crystal Palace game almost into stoppage time. See how many minutes of added time? Just gonna have 2 minutes of 2 minutes of added time in the Crystal Palace game. So as soon as at least this game now going to halftime, just gonna switch over to now Leeds Chelsea versus Sunderland versus Liverpool. Games are now almost at halftime. So games are almost at halftime. Halftime. Game is still not yet at halftime. I think it's the one last chance for Brentford. Long throw opportunity. Doubt, but yeah. Get a second opportunity, second bite at the cherry. See how they're gonna work this out. Coyote, long throw into the box, cleared by Timber. Coyote, that's halftime. Halftime in the Arsenal game. Halftime. Might be a slender advantage, but at least Arsenal are on top. Burnley Crystal Palace game is already at halftime. Let's see whether the game's already at halftime. Game is still playing on, huh? Playing on. Then of course, check the other games also at halftime. Burnley Crystal Palace is now at halftime. Burnley Crystal Palace is at halftime. Which other game is also at halftime? Brighton, Aston Villa still playing, and of course Forest, Wolves. So let us see whether we can switch over to the Leeds Chelsea game. See what's going on here. You have like 5 minutes of that game. Game has already started. Bogle cleared by Enzo. This is actually a good game. This game is actually gonna be good. I have a feeling it's gonna be a good because you see Leeds, especially one of the hostile places that you can visit, especially in the Premier League, the Newcastle, also and Leeds, because their fans are normally up for every game, and regardless of whether the team is winning or losing. So Leeds is not a very easy ground for people to visit. They might have been promoted, but it's not a very easy ground for opposing teams to visit. And of course, Leeds have history with a number of clubs. They have history with Arsenal, with Liverpool, with United, with City, with Chelsea. Yeah. Oh man, a lot of grappling with each players, grappling with each other, man. It's gonna be a corner to Leeds. Over to the Liverpool game. In fact, this is the game to watch for me. The game to watch. I want to see how whether Liverpool are able to break down this Sunderland team, because this is clearly not gonna be an easy game. This is not an easy game. One of the most difficult teams to beat this season has been Sunderland. I'm sure the other games are also at halftime. So Wolves Forest is also at halftime. So this game is already at halftime. Brighton, Aston Villa is still the only game that is being played. Oh man. So Leeds are having a corner. Oh wow. Leeds have already taken the lead. Wow. Leeds have taken the lead, man. No sooner had I just switched over to the Liverpool game than they actually scored. Goal has been, is it Rodon? Who actually scored the goal? Is it Rodon or who scored that goal? Oh, it's Boyle. Yeah, Boyle. Ah, poor save from Sanchez. He just punched the ball into his own net, man. Rather than punching the ball away, he's punching the ball into his own net. Ah, man. Chelsea already behind, eh? Chelsea are already behind, man. Yeah. This is always gonna be a difficult game for them. In fact, for me, I've actually steered clear of calling this game because I honestly do not know how it's gonna go. I don't know whether Chelsea are gonna turn it around because it have also not been that good this season. In fact, in many of their games in which they have actually lost at home, so they lost to Newcastle, they lost to Spurs, they had actually taken the lead. They'd actually taken the lead, then they got pegged back. The game went on. So that game is clearly not over. It's not over for Chelsea. Oh wow. Let me switch over. Here there's a goal, huh? The Brighton Aston Villa again. Let's see. Who has actually scored? Who has actually scored? Ay, 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 ay. Oh, it's Watkins again. Watkins again. It's 2-2, man. 2-2. 2-2. Ay, 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 ay. Aston Villa are back. I told you, don't trust this Brighton team, eh? Because they're very shaky at the back. They are very shaky at the back. Can't really expect them to hang on to a lead for long, eh? Fortunately. And just like that, from 2 goals down, Aston Villa have actually currently drawing 2-2. They are now back level with Brighton. Impressive. Very impressive, man. Very, very impressive. Just having a look at the Liverpool Sunderland game. The pass, man. It's almost into the path of Viet. It's Sabozla with a shot straight at roofs. So quite a long way out, huh? Quite a long way out. The Brighton game, Aston Villa game at halftime. Yep, game is now at halftime. So our featured games that started at around 10:30 are now at halftime. Next, the turn of the other games that had started at 11:15. Now the turn of those for it's now their turn. Now the turn. What am I even saying? It's now the turn of those. Oh no, wait. I'm actually mixing myself. Let me not say that. They're now switching it over to those games. Sunderland versus Liverpool versus Sunderland, Leeds versus Chelsea. So like I said, because we do not have enough scoreboard. So as soon as one of these games is over, our featured games for today are over. Just gonna maybe update the scoreboard for these games that are remaining. Leeds, Chelsea, and of course Liverpool. Yeah, Sunderland currently keeping the ball well. There's a team that not been shy to go toe to toe their opponent. This is Sunderland. In fact, there's a time when Sunderland are gonna be tested. It's actually during this period because they play Liverpool away today. Then on Saturday they play against Manchester City away at the Etihad. So it's gonna be a tough test for them. So they're really serious about staying in the Premier League, or rather cementing their current position, top seat. Then they have to make statements. Those two teams like Chelsea. Played off the park by. But I think starting Delap, Enzo, why are you sleeping? Starting Delap and Joao Pedro, I think to me, like, maybe they should have gone with more depth in midfield. Other started with a more natural eight. Maybe start James playing. I'd even forgotten the start. These two teams. Check. So let me just refresh the lineups for you guys. For Leeds, have Perry in goal, Strauch, Rodon and Bujol, the goal scorer in defense. Then, of course, Goodmanson, Starch, Ampadu, Tanaka, and Bogle in midfield. Calvert Lewin and Nemcha as the two forwards. For Chelsea, you're going to have Sanchez in goal, Chaloba, Tosin, Badiashile, and Cucurella. Oh my, I'd forgotten that the lineup was concussed. Starting Tosin and Badiashile. What the heck is he doing? Honestly, Maresca, after having such a wonderful tactical approach to the game against Arsenal, now you go back to this. Clearly, why is he starting Tosin and Badiashile in defense? Just keep Chaloba as the centre back. I think they had Gilchrist or what? Is Gilchrist available or what? Or was it let go? Because on the bench they have Jorgensen, Hato, Achampong, Gusto, James, Ganacho, Palma, Gay, Neto. Gilchrist was actually went out on loan. Then why not start Malo Gusto? I don't know why they felt they need to disrupt their defensive shape. You see, now that is where now I actually fault Maresca. Maresca, like, yes, he learns from these things, but sometimes it might be a little too late because Chalobah is clearly not a right back. But I don't know why he sees on playing him as a right back today. And you have the likes of Reece James and Malo Gusto on the bench. Just play one of them, man, and rest the other. Gusto's got wonderful fitness, and he's actually been playing well this season. So just play Gusto and just put back Chaloba into his natural position, and then maybe take off Tosin. And where is Fofana? Was Fofana injured or what? Or is he being preserved? Don't tell me Fofana is injured. He's not even on the bench. Hey, what the heck, man? Let me Google why isn't Fofana? Don't tell me he's injured. Don't tell me Fofana is injured. He left him out. Okay, I get it, eh? You're managing his minutes. Okay, I get it. You're trying to manage his. Okay, but at the same time, just put him on the. Don't need to bring him on. Sometimes you just leave him out there. I don't think Chelsea are gonna. Just based on that, their lineup today was Badiashile and Tosin. In fact, especially Badiashile. So their most effective defender this season, they're actually playing him at right back. Just so they can accommodate Tosin or Bad. Seriously? Then of course in the middle you've got Fernandez and Santos. Then of course João Pedro. Maybe put another midfielder in there because I have a feeling Santos and Fernandez are gonna be overrun in midfield. Ah yeah. Struck just missed another chance for Leeds, man. They have got a Champong. Maybe play a Champong and remove Badiashile because Badiashile is clearly the weak link for Chelsea. Aye, Badiashile is. Nah. There are players who just need to be sold. In fact, sometimes you might actually think that it's an abomination for them to be in sport. It's Badiashile. Badiashile is so washed, man. Don't rate that guy at all. And Gittens, I think guy was overconfident. He actually thought that this was gonna be a straight routine forward, rather routine win for his team. It was João Pedro and Delap up front. Doesn't really work. Maybe should have just started Cole Palmer. Start, eh? That's starting lineup from Chelsea is the one that's gonna be their biggest undoing today. It's gonna be their biggest undoing whatsoever. Going to be their biggest undoing, man. So I said, no, to Maresca, after having such a wonderful tactical masterclass against Arsenal, where he actually made the right decisions by putting on James and attackers, especially when they are playing against Arsenal, even though they are down to 10 men. Because remember, against United, he had taken off all his attackers because when Sanchez was given a red card in the 5th minute, Maresca actually took off all his attackers. He took off, he took off Esteval, Pedro Neto, and somebody else. Clearly did not have an outlet. As a result, United were able to overrun him. But somehow he managed to learn his lesson. But it's like he needs more lessons to learn when it comes to man management. So selecting the best team for the job. Because clearly he's being dominated by Leeds, not because Chelsea are inferior, because of his team selection. He's so poor, man. Honestly, expected way better, man. Don't need to play Delap and Joao Pedro together. Just play one of them. Just have control in midfield. Is Isak well over the back. Yeah, the longer this game stays like this for Liverpool, the harder gonna be for them, huh? To actually break down this Sunderland team. The more confident Sunderland are gonna grow into this game, eh? Because there's a team that's actually desperate for a win. So they need to climb up the table. Anyway, at least the Arsenal game is now back underway for the second half. So we are back underway for the second half in the Arsenal game. So the other games are just about to resume as well. How many minutes have already been played in the Arsenal game? Nice defending by Konate, able to shield the ball well. Because that Allison just kicked the ball straight out of play. So at least the Arsenal game is back underway. So the other games back on. Let me check. Yep, Burnley Crystal Palace game has kicked off for the second half. So yeah, so Burnley Crystal Palace is already back on. Wolves Nottingham Forest is also back underway for the second half. So yeah, the Brighton Aston Villa game, because they had 6 minutes of stoppage time, so it's gonna be a while before that game actually resumes for the second half. Yeah, so let me see whether I can get an actual table right here. So as far as the table is concerned, because Chelsea are losing, so Chelsea will drop all the way to fourth position. Aston Villa, they have the chance of going back above Arsenal if they get a victory there, or back above Chelsea. They get a victory against Brighton. Crystal Palace, they're already into the top five because they are currently winning. But those are just the current score lines, yeah. So Liverpool, Sunderland, if Liverpool win their game, they go above Sunderland. But Sunderland will be hoping that they avoid defeat today because if they avoid defeat, it just keeps them above Liverpool. Gakpo, Gakpo, Gravenberch, poor touch from Gravenberch. He's picked up by Vats. Is Gomez into the box. A duel by Now McAllister. McAllister able to find Isak. Crowded out. Ballard defended well. Defended the box well and kept the ball away from Isak. They kept Isak from getting to the ball. So let's switch over to the Arsenal game. Let's see what's going on here. Villa game's already back for the second half. Not yet. Not yet. It's a corner to Brentford. So Brentford have a corner. And today they've had a number of corners. They've actually had 5, 6 corners to Arsenal's 4. Really good, man. Means that they are creating chances, eh? So this, like I said, this is the most effective way of them scoring this today. They're not gonna score in any other. I don't think they're gonna score in any other way. Not through a build-up, but maybe through a set piece, either a long throw or a corner. Because I don't think they have it. Have what it takes to actually unlock the Arsenal defense outside of a set piece or a corner. So the only way that they're gonna score is maybe virtue of a set piece. Well, Keith Andrews, because Keith Andrews was actually the set piece coach for Brentford. He was a set piece coach. So when Thomas Frank left, he took the realms at Brighton, rather Brentford. I'm always confusing these two teams, Brighton and yeah. So the Aston Villa game is almost back underway. Watkins with a very impressive brace. In fact, he actually has a very wonderful record against Brighton. Like I said earlier, in that 6-1 victory, he'd actually scored a hat trick. Anyway, back underway, the second half, Brighton versus Aston Villa. It's now all games are now ongoing, so even the games that did kick off at 11:15 also kicked off for the second half. So at least now of action to. So back to the Leeds Chelsea game. Maresca disappointed in Maresca. Honestly expected better. Maybe a team that was promoted from the championship. But that does not mean that play a very, very second string against them. No. Because this tactic is clearly not. Because they have nobody in midfield who's coming to combine with the defense, rather picking the ball from the defense. Just seeing whether they can create for the forwards. João Pedro. Is now Santos. Because Chelsea are also missing a few midfielders. Lavia is unavailable. Caicedo, they are suspended for 3 games because he got a straight red card in the game against us. Estevao, wide. Wow. So the ball was going to bend into the top left-hand corner of the net, but it actually took a deflection. It was going to be a corner for Chelsea. Corner to be taken by Enzo Fernandez. See. See, the one area that you never actually. Estevao, the blocked shot. See, the one area that you never ever change that you like to ensure that you get enough minutes for players is not even in midfield, but it's actually in defense. Because if there's an area of your team that you should never rotate for long, rather rotate that much, is now the defensive partnerships. Because more or less disrupts even the flow of the team. Because today you're playing with this center back, next time you're playing with somebody else. Like today, you see clearly Tosin, Badiashile have not been playing. The people who have been playing are Fofana and Shaloba. Now Shaloba has to look for other has to look for a way of getting a proper team chemistry and partnership with either Tosin or Badiashile, something that he was not used to. Because now the guy that he was used to playing with alongside is unavailable today because he's been dropped by the manager because he's managing his minutes. I was actually telling some Chelsea fans over another YouTube discussion that people still say that this Chelsea defense is not that good, but rather is good, but they say that Chelsea's defense has actually improved since they got these players in. But for me, I've always said, you know what, those three at the back, now Badiashile, Tosin, and Sanchez, there's always a mistake in one of them. You don't really know when one of them is going to make a mistake, just cost the team. So that's why I'm usually very fearful of the Chelsea defense. That's why, for me, if I was the coach, I'd just ensure that I maintain the two pairing, not the two, the current pair that they are they're starting center backs and let them play for together for as long as possible. Even if you're gonna play games in midweek, maybe just take off one and rotate him with somebody else. But you don't take off both, play them out of position because, like today, like I said, Fofana is out of the team, but Chaloba is playing at right back. So it's clearly not his rightful position. So, and they also have another game coming up over the weekend. They play Everton because Chelsea are gonna be playing Everton on Saturday. Is it Everton? Bournemouth, I think Everton. So you find yourself wanting to play the guy that you rested, but now you playing with now a guy that is not used to playing with. Because now he's either gonna play with Chaloba or Tosin. That's played by Rice, Merino, Tukai. So that's why for me, Maresca still has a long way to go as a manager. Honestly, he may have learned a few lessons down the line, especially with as far as team selection is concerned. But just like the same way the Arsenal defense is the Chelsea defense is shaky. You don't really know what to get. With him, you also don't know what to get because you don't know at what stage is he gonna just change the team and have a different starting lineup, man. I have a feeling that they might lose that game, and they needed to back up that performance against Arsenal with a result in this game. But now, unfortunately, it's been bad. Anyway, sorry, Mr. Anton, I had not seen your your comments. You're back. You're back. Yes, thank you so much for being part of this watch along. Thank you so much for being part of this watch along. So I don't know. Had you told me that you are an Arsenal supporter or Chelsea? I don't know that it was you. Maybe I'm confusing. But anyway, Smadweke, Odegaard. So back on the Chelsea thing, for me, I'm like, guys, Maresca man actually just cost his team 3 points there, just based on team selection. That's why I said team selection very important. Team selection will just let you guys know whether you have a chance of winning that game or not. Because Martinelli into the box by Arnold. Chelsea are playing Bournemouth. No, Chelsea are playing Leeds. Oh, you're actually referring to the game over the weekend. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh, yes. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I get it now. Yeah, they're playing Bournemouth. Yeah, Bournemouth might be in poor form right now. But if Maresca decides to rotate again the weekend, he might even lose that game as well. Scarf. Oh, yeah. Team Arsenal. Yes. Champions in waiting. Champions in waiting. Champions in waiting. Yeah. But don't worry. This season you can relax, man. Don't really expect any team to mount up a serious title challenge other than Arsenal, because Arsenal look like the only team that is going to be consistent throughout the entire season. Because City are not going to be consistent, neither Chelsea or Liverpool. So that's why I said it's Arsenal's title to lose. Arsenal's title to lose. Coyote is the pocket of Martinelli, man. Bournemouth to beat Chelsea. Yeah, in fact, that's the prediction that I'm going to give. Yeah, they're going to beat them. Because now, if he loses to Leeds in this game, he's gonna start Ofana and Chaloba. But now, if he starts them on that particular day, Chaloba I think is gonna be tired because now Chaloba will have played back to back 90 minutes. He'll have played on Sunday, then on Wednesday, then on Saturday again. So he's gonna be tired. So that's a hole that Bournemouth can capitalize on. So Maresca, yeah, Maresca, I can't really trust that guy. Can't honestly trust that guy. Honestly, expected him to have a much better team select. Especially even, why does he even start in João Pedro and Delap? Just drop one of them, man. Because you see, the reason why you need to play with one is so that in case that tactic does not work, you're able to bring the other off the bench. Maybe you now switch to a 4-4-2. But now for him, he started with both, and now you see he's been forced into a situation where even if it doesn't work out, he can't really take out one of them because uh you need a goal and then you take off one of your strikers. Because that's the rule of thumb in football that you never take off your strikers, especially when you're chasing a game. Anyway, Arsenal about to make a few changes as I see Saka's about to come on around the 60th mark. Yeah, Brentford are about to make a triple change. Jensen being replaced by Damsgaard. I think Yamoluk is going to be replaced by Henderson. And Yanelt is going to be replaced by not Dean Henderson, Jordan Henderson. Kevin Shada has also been taken off to be replaced by Igor Thiago. So Martinelli is being replaced by Saka, Odegaard, wonderful cameo for Odegaard. This is gonna be replaced by Eberiche Eze. So Starboy is on. Starboy is coming on, man. He's good. I like the squad depth from Arsenal. I like the squad depth because at least now they can mix things up. Can no longer operate excuses, man, where they used to say, you know what, never had the options, man. Excuses, no more excuses, man. That's why I said, you know what, if there was ever a time that Arteta is under pressure, it's this season for them to actually win this league. But they're gonna win it anyway. They're gonna win it. Is Eze Saka blocked? It was actually offside, man. Offside. Anyway, guys, do make sure that you are liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you're your first time here on the channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, support the content by liking the video. So, still no changes in either of the scorelines. Arsenal still leading 1-0. Brighton still drawing 2-2 with Aston Villa. Aston Villa had actually came back from 2 goals down in that half before it ended. Burnley currently losing at home against Crystal Palace. Goal that was scored by Daniel Munoz. Wolves still drawing 0-0 with Nottingham Forest. In fact, it's been all Wolves, other Nottingham Forest, but they've even had a goal chalked off for offside. Then of course Leeds losing, other winning their game against Chelsea. This is actually a good. This Brentford Arsenal game is actually a good game. In fact, I'd say Brentford is one of the teams that has given Arsenal a game at the Emirates. It's not been completely one-sided because Brentford have also had chances. They've also had chances, especially from set pieces, man. They hit the bar in the first half. It was actually a wonderful save onto the bar by Raya. Hey, Thiago almost sneaked in there and stole the ball from Raya, man. Yeah, so anyway, let's see how the substitutions are gonna work out for Arsenal. We switch over to the Liverpool game. Find out how Liverpool game. Game should not end at 0-0. Need goals in this game, man. Really need goals in this. But anyway, at least the game is actually well in the balance, because both teams have had 4 shots. The Leeds have actually had more on target. 3 on target, while Liverpool have had 2 on target. So it's a pretty even game, So can't really say that either team is dominating play. In fact, let me just look at the momentum distribution. Well, it's pretty much even. So Sunderland had started on the front foot the first 5-10 minutes, but eventually Liverpool started getting back into the game. They went on their. Liverpool were able to get better control game over to the Leeds Chelsea game. The only thing that I fear for Leeds is that the past couple of games in which they have taken the lead at home, they have been unable to hang on to the lead and they have eventually gone on to lose the game. So, as I remember, um, the game against Aston Villa, they actually took the lead, eventually lost. The game against there's another game that they played. Was it against Newcastle? They had also taken. Actually, they do nil with Newcastle, but against Tottenham, they had actually taken the lead. They eventually lost that game. Steva has been booked for Chelsea. What? It's actually a VAR check. Oh, okay. Steva was booked. Carella to hoof the ball clear, man. Chelsea game, man. It's not giving. Oh wow. Aston Villa have completed the comeback. They've scored a third goal. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Onana scored for Aston Villa. So Aston Villa have scored a third goal, man. Onana scored a third goal for Aston Villa. So Aston Villa have scored a third goal. So they're actually leading that game, man. They've actually turned things around in that game, man. They have turned it around. Now the comeback is complete. Comeback is complete. Baleba bulldozed his way through, but lost the ball. The player who has actually been destabilized this season with their transfer rumors to United, it's been Baleba. In fact, guys were saying that maybe he's playing poorly so that he can bring down the asking price that Brighton, the price tag that Brighton had placed on him, which is weird, man. It's a foul by Rogers on Minte. Seems that this is the exciting game. Let me just observe it for some time. Minte was being hustled by Rogers. So anyway, it's a free kick to Brighton. Daniel Beck. Don't know when it's gonna come on. Don't know what Hustler intends on bringing him on. His team clearly needs a goal in this game. So, there's no way they have bottled a 2-goal lead just like that. But Aston Villa have always been having Brighton's number. Aston Villa have always had Brighton's number. Expected wide for a corner. It's a corner for Brighton. It's actually headed away by Watkins. Nice defensive head. Nice defensive header because you can't really know where such headers are gonna go. I actually head it into the path of an on rushing attack and they're pushing and shoving. Come on. You wanted to grapple and hold on to a player. Maybe play rugby. Rugby is a game where they allow you to hold on to players and do all that. But in football, no. Football might be a contact sport, but don't wrestle your opponents to the ground, man. It's Pau Torres and Van Heck. So that's a wonderful matchup. Because such is the first time I've seen a centre back being marked by a centre back for a corner. Because for other clubs I see the Minte into the box. Yeah, headed across the face of goal. Because in other corner routines I've seen centre backs who are very good in there being marked by wingers or even fullbacks. And you clearly see that it's a total mismatch. Anyway, gamers, at least the attacking momentum from Brighton has just been curtailed by Aston Villa. So, at least they have survived that piece of attack. Oh my god. Leeds have scored a second goal. Leeds have actually scored a second goal, man. Told you. I told you. I just said it, man. Chelsea are not winning that game. As soon as I saw that starting lineup, now when the game started, I knew, you know what? These guys are done for. Just like that, all the momentum that Chelsea had coming into this game on the back of that impressive victory or that draw against Arsenal lost. Just like that. And see, that is now what I was talking about earlier. These other teams are not consistent enough to mount a title challenge because they are just not good enough. They just do not have the consistency. Because what's the point of going toe to toe with Arsenal on that particular day? You play beautifully, even with 10 men, you look like the team that is strengthening the most to even win the game. But then when you now go into the next game where now you need to now build on that draw, on that performance against Arsenal, you now falter completely. What a wonderful shot from Tanaka, man. Yeah, Tanaka with the goal. So Leeds leading 2-0. Leeds are currently leading Chelsea 2-0. Yeah, that game's over. I don't see Chelsea coming back into that. Because they still have Palmer to come, but I don't think Palmer is gonna do anything because see that's gonna be his first game back since his return from injury. Because was also on Saturday against, other on Sunday against Arsenal, he was on the bench. I don't know how fit he is to start that game, or rather to come on for the second half. But anyway, the Liverpool game is now at halftime. So Liverpool game is now at halftime. Liverpool game is at halftime. So back to the Arsenal game. Let's see what's going on there. Maresca fella, man. Brentford has managed to keep the score down up until this time. Okay, it's impressive. Because this not really in the past it's been an easy game for Arsenal because Brentford and Thomas Frank they were hard to beat, but whenever they used to play against Arteta's Arsenal, they used to be dominated. In fact, the only performance that I remember them having, the only good performance that I remember them having was now down where they actually drew 1-1 with Arsenal. This ground last season. It was actually who scored for them? Was it Johan Wissa? Got the equalizer for Brentford. Of course, it's been sold to Castle. So nowadays it is Ego Tiago who's pulling the strings in attack for Brentford. So disappointed in Maresca, man. I'm so disappointed in that ninja, man. Forest finally have gotten their goal. Forest have finally gotten their goal. Yep, earlier on, Igo Jesus had scored for Forest, but the goal had been chalked off because yeah, I was in an offside position. I can't remember the name of this guy. Was it Ndoye? Ndoye was in an offside position, but Igo Jesus has proved that you know what, you might have denied me the first goal, but at least I'm gonna make sure that you do not deny me this goal either. So Forest have taken the lead there against Wolves. So Wolves nil, Forest 1. So Wolves wanna remain rooted to the bottom of the table. Still no wins. Only have had 2 draws this season in 14 games, and their run of winless. The winless run is yet to continue. So, in fact, it's getting to a point where the other teams are clearly pulling away from them. Because I'm gonna look into the box cleared by Hincap. So they're just lucky that Burnley are also losing because Burnley is the team that is in 19th position. So if Burnley are to maybe turn it around in that game, do not just push West Ham into 19th positions. Because you see, by virtue of Leeds beating Chelsea, Leeds are now climbing out of the bottom three. So anyway, pressure is clearly on Wolves, but for me, I'd say you know what? I think they are done for. I don't think they're gonna survive. In fact, there was a team. Actually, the 3 teams that I'd picked to go down this season were Burnley, Wolves, and Brentford. But because I thought that Brentford changing manager was gonna be a difficult adjustment for them, but funny enough, they have adapted well to their new manager, Keith Andrews. So Wolves can pretty much say that they are done for. I don't think they're gonna survive this season. So it's just a matter of which which two teams are gonna go down with them. Either Burnley, West Ham, Leeds, Forest. Yeah, those are the teams that I expect to struggle with relegation this season. Saka's kept the ball well for Arsenal. Cross it in the box. Come on, bring on Gyökeres, eh? He been brought on. Is Odegaard. Arsenal are really pushing for a second goal, eh? Maybe they're gonna get it, eh? Merino, send it in the box. Is Calafiori. Calafiori. Yeah, gotten yourself out of a tricky situation there. Good. Actually, Timber is the one who's playing at centre back, not Ben White. Yeah, if Arsenal to win this game, this is I won't say it's gonna be impressive because the onus is on them to win, but it would be a hard fought victory for them to win this game. Um, Brentford clearly came here, did not come to sit back and just defend. Because they're also a very physical side. Eh? They're a very, very physical side. Very, very physical. Yeah, Keith Andrews has set them up properly, making them very, very hard to beat. Back with Kelleher, Collins back with Kelleher, Damsgaard gives the ball away to Eberichi Eze. Rice will actually be the killer. Wonderful block. Rice does not know where the ball is. Victor by Thiago. Tara. Tara unable to get away from Timber. Ah, nice play from Eze. Wonderful close control, man. Kept the ball away from his opponents quite well. Rice is Eze. Eze versus Kayonde. Eze post back. He has to recycle play. White is Saka. Starboy. 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 Is Odegaard. Odegaard to Saka. Shoot, Saka. Shoot. Ah. Ben White is gonna be a goal kick. Saka was actually appealing for a corner, but it's not gonna be given. They just shot it with his weaker foot. Eh? There's an opportunity to shoot it and goal. Goal. Yeah, last touch was off Saka. Clearly, that was not a corner. That was not a corner. So, yeah, Arsenal will just be hoping to see. They just will be hoping that they're able to see this out. Excuse me. Able to see this out because you're going for a title charge. They're the kind of game that you need to pick up the three. Can't afford to draw this game because if they are to draw points in this game, The likes of Chelsea, even if we went on to lose in that game, would still think that they're able to mount up a title challenge. But at this stage, Arsenal should just ensure that just keep your rivals at arm length. Just ensure that you match their results, and if they lose, you draw. If they win, you also win. If they draw, you also draw if you can, because at least you have the buffer. Now, when you play against them, just ensure that you don't lose. Anyway, Rice has been taken off to be replaced by Gyökeres. Gyökeres is brought out there. That means Merino will now go back into midfield. Play as a central midfielder. Hope Hincape is okay. He had a collision of heads with him. Igor Thiago. That seems like a concussion injury. Hope the two of them are okay. Just hope the two of them are okay. Gonna lead to a bit of lengthy stoppage at the end of the game. Burnley, Crystal Palace. Let's see what's going on. Let us see what is going on here. Still 1-0. Still 1-0. Wolves Forest. It's pretty much Forest's game to lose now, because I don't think Wolves are going to do anything in this game. Yeah, the other games are almost coming to a conclusion. So as soon as they're over, we'll just now shift focus to the Liverpool Sunderland games, also the Leeds Chelsea game. Oh, Aston Villa have scored a fourth goal. Van Hecke, Welbeck, unable to get to the ball, man. So Aston Villa have scored a fourth goal. Who has actually scored? Is it Watkins? Marlon has scored a fourth goal for Aston Villa. What a comeback, man. What a comeback. Donnell Marlon, man. Number 17 for Aston Villa. So it's 4-2. 4-2 to Aston Villa. They have clearly turned that game around, man. Clearly turned that game around. This is Rogers. Rogers unable to play in Marlon. Come on, Rogers. That was a routine pass, man. Rogers, come on. You'll be doing better with such a chance, man. You are clean through, man. Just play him in. Alafiori, going back to the Arsenal game. Because this is the game that you have to ensure that keep a close eye at this game, because maybe this could determine the destination of the Premier League title. It could. I don't think it will anyway. Still early on, but clearly Man City and Chelsea, Liverpool, and other rival will be hoping for Arsenal to drop points here. But I don't think they will. I think maybe they have done enough, because I don't think other than the earlier chance in the first half for Shada, I don't think Brentford have created anything else. Like I said, their biggest threat has been through from set pieces, either long throws or corners. So they have another chance or another set piece right there. Because long throws, free kicks, corners, I think they all counted as set pieces. So the long throw to be taken by Coyote. Let's see how they're gonna fare on in this long throw. The box cleared by Hincap. Oh, just above the head of Collins, man. Henderson unable to keep up with the run. You got Thiago. I told you this team, they're quite dangerous from set pieces. That was almost a big chance. Because when that ball was flicked over into the box, it actually went over was it Collins? It actually went over Collins' head. The ball was just at a decent height. It would have been 1-1. Because he was by himself. That'll be the easiest goal that he'll ever score, man. Is Odegaard, Califiori, playing Gyökeres. Come on, Califiori. Califiori, what a save. Saka. Saka. They're unable to finish the dinner, man. Saka should be doing a whole lot better with that. Saka. Saka was unable to finish, man. He was actually falling over. Man. Saka. Doing better with that chance, man. Maybe you're gonna have like 4 or 5 minutes of added time, It's clearly been a hard-fought victory for Arsenal. They are to keep Brentford from equalizing, to be a hard-fought victory. It was been very, very physical, Yeah, 6 minutes of added time. By physical, I mean that Brentford have ensured that the Saka, come on, Saka, finish it. Saka, is that a goal? Yep, it's a goal. Yep, Saka, finally. They have finished their dinner, man. It was actually a mistake by Kelleher. He punched the ball into his own net, right above his head. Then the ball just crept in over the line. So, anyway, points have been secured by Arsenal now. Points have been secured by Arsenal. Yeah, Van Heck has actually pulled a goal back for Aston Villa. So, it's now 4-3 to Aston Villa. Sorry, he has pulled a goal back for Brighton. Yeah, at least I've been able to make the point safe now. By scoring that second goal, they have made the point safe. They have made it safe. He's onside. He's not offside. Okay, thought Saka was gonna play in Gyökeres, but it was a mistake by Keller. Keller made the mistake. He not really punched the ball away from his goal. Actually punched it straight into the air. The ball dropped behind him and then he just crippled over the line. It was not really a strong punch from Kelleher. Anyway, like I said, hard-fought victory. Hard-fought victory. This has not been a routine victory for Arsenal at all. Can't say it has been routine, because Brentford have clearly carried the threat from set pieces. It's clearly a team that knows how to win from set pieces. Anyway, at least Liverpool, the Leeds Liverpool games have now kicked off for the second half. So as soon as these ones are over, just gonna switch straight into those games. Leeds still leading 2-0 against Chelsea, while Liverpool drawing 0 against Sunderland. So we can pretty much say that that game is over. Let's just now go back to Leeds Liverpool or Leeds Chelsea game. So that Chelsea are gonna at least change things up. Change things up rather. Have they made any changes? Let me check. For Leeds Chelsea game, are there any changes that have been made? Check. Yeah, Gusto and Pedro Neto have been brought. Who actually come on as substitute. So Pedro Neto and Gusto have come on to replace who? Estevao and Badiashile. So that means Gusto is gonna play as a right back. Chaloba goes back into his familiar position of centre back. But for me, I still think it's too little too late because the game has already gotten away from them. I don't see whether those changes are gonna inspire anything for Chelsea. Because Gittens has not really played well, but they'd rather take off Estevao and retain Gittens. To me, it's kind of weird because Gittens, because come to look at the player ratings at halftime in this game, my goodness, Chelsea's players Estevao was actually had a rating of 6.5, which is not so bad. But Gittens 6.3, Pedro 6.3, Delap 6.3, pathetic man. Enzo 6.1. Yeah, clearly they refuse to play. Are they even creating chances? No, they're not even creating chances because Leeds have had way better chances hold their way than Chelsea. In fact, the XG is way higher than Chelsea. 1.26 to us, Chelsea is 0.53. Total shots, Leeds 13, Chelsea 7. On target, 3-1, favor of Leeds. Pedro Neto pulled a goal back. Wow, the comeback is on. The comeback is on. Pedro Neto has pulled a goal back, man. Pedro Neto has pulled a goal back for Chelsea. So, what an instant impact. Well, maybe there might be something in it for them, eh? Wonderful run from Gittens. Just a player that I was calling out has not played well, eh? Poor defending from Leeds, eh? Just let the ball drift into the far post. Pedro Neto was unmarked. Who was marking him, seriously? Who was clearly marking him? It's poor defending from Leeds, eh? That's why I said, well, the comeback might be on, but it all depends on how Leeds manage the game from now on. Because that early goal, if it would have stayed 2-0, maybe until the 68th, 65th minute, then that's when you can clearly say that, you know what, Leeds might have maybe have done enough to get the 3 points here. But that early goal in the second half, in fact, when you're losing 2-0, then you come back for the second half, you always want to score a goal, especially within the first 5 to 10 minutes of the second half, just to put the other team on the back foot. So maybe the comeback might be on. Maybe Maresca might get his team out of jail. Maybe he might get his team out of jail. But anyway, we will see. We will see whether he'll eventually save his team because clearly he's the one who has wasted the man with the poor team selections. Tosin, wonderful pass by Tosin. This is Delap. Delap into the box. Delap! Side netting. Side netting. Yep. We check. So Arsenal have won their game. Burnley Wolves, Burnley, Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have managed to secure the victory against Burnley. So Crystal Palace have won their game against Burnley, and so have Forest. So those games are officially over, and so is the Arsenal game. So the Arsenal game is also over. Game is now over. Yes, game is now over. Burnley, Crystal Palace game is also over as well. The Brighton Aston Villa game is still, yeah, it's still going on. Huh? Maybe Aston Villa gonna eventually hang on to the victory. Caloba picks up the ball, so I think see whether can change their score lines. Scoreboards, maybe just to monitor one of the games. Do I need to change any? Do I need to change any? Any? How many minutes of added time in that Brighton Aston Villa game? 6 minutes. The fourth minute of stoppage time. Calvert Lewin is a goal. 3-1. Nemcha. Oh, it's offside, man. Offside. Oh my god. Chelsea. Oh my god. Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea. Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea. Yeah, clearly offside, man. Yeah, Nemcha and Calvert-Lewin in an offside position. But it was a wonderful finish, though. Wonderful finish from Nemcha. Wonderful finish. Turn and shoot. Stayed into the top corner. But the goal was ruled out. Goal was ruled out. Has been confirmed by VAR. Yep, VAR have confirmed offside decision. By Strauch. Back to him, then he clears it. As far as Chaloba, this is Sanchez for Chelsea. Liverpool wamekwama. Well, that's a difficult game for them. Sunderland are no easy team to play against. Sunderland clearly no easy team, eh? But still early, still early, still early. In fact, those two are just separated by 1 point in the table. This is Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto. The lap. Come on, there was no foul there, man. Ah, referee, man. Now I want Chelsea to do the remontada. Because they seem to have the momentum to get a second. Anyway, don't know whether the Brighton Aston Villa game is officially over. Yep, full time. Finally, full time. Full time in that game. So Aston Villa able to come back from 2 goals down to win that game 4-3. Clearly, they are now the boogie teams for Brighton. Because last season Brighton lost that exact fixture 3-1. Also drew 2-2 at Villa Park. But this time around, they have lost to Aston Villa. So that's our final result. Aston Villa versus Brighton. It's an official result. So in the other game, Arsenal also managed to win 2-0 against Brentford. Wolves lost again to Nottingham Forest. They are fellow relegation contenders. And Burnley, the other team that also looks to struggle with relegation this season, be fighting relegation this season, lost to Crystal Palace. So at least all the games that kicked off at 10:30 are now over. They will just switch now to the games that started at 11:15. See whether I can get the table. See whether I can get the updated table. Is Delap shot over the bar. So that win takes Aston Villa into third position above Chelsea. Just 1 point behind Man City. So they are currently on 27 points by virtue of beating Brighton. In fact, their next game is against Arsenal at Villa Park on Saturday from 15:30. So that game is gonna be the early kickoff on Saturday. Aston Villa versus Arsenal. That's gonna be a good game as well. We're gonna cover that game as well. That's going to be a wonderful game. The Palace also moved into fifth position by virtue of that victory. So Brighton remain in seventh position because they lost. Sunderland and Liverpool remain in sixth, eighth respectively. Sunderland are the ones who are actually ahead of Liverpool because their game is still deadlocked at 0-0. But Liverpool are to win, of course, they go into the top four. If Liverpool are to win by the way, and this Chelsea result remains the same, then Liverpool are going to go into the top four. Gusto, Zara foul on Gusto. That's gonna be a foul on Gusto. Come on. It's no foul. Seriously, referee? Oh, come on. I know he tried to play the advantage, but clearly the ball had gotten away from him. Gittens. Enzo could not take it down. I don't know why they didn't bring on. Come on, bring on Rhys James. You need somebody whom can create for you, man. And Rhys James clearly he can create either through corners or set piece opportunities or even just dead ball situations. This is Bogle. Bogle coming forward. Bogle. Yeah. Almost went through the entire Chelsea defense, man. Game is now becoming end-to-end stuff. Chelsea were to turn this around, they go back into third position, above Aston Villa, because they actually have a better goal difference. As handball. Yeah, Cole Palmer is about to come on for Chelsea. So Gittens is being taken off to be replaced by Garnacho, and Delap being taken off to be replaced by Cole Palmer. I thought Gittens played well today. I might have slugged his performance earlier, but I'm surprised that he's been taken off. But anyway, like for like, his James is on the bench. Bad choice. Yeah, facts. Yeah. After that impressive performance against Arsenal, they now put him on the bench. That's why I told you this Maresca fella. Can't really trust him. It's like he's always just wanting to learn on the job. And like I said, if they're going to lose this game, it will be based on his poor team selection. Because James was clearly a player who's on form. Clearly the standout man of the match against Arsenal. But now he puts him on the bench. I don't know for what reason. Maybe he'll say he's trying to manage his minutes. But he was not injured. James had not been injured in a while. So it's good just to play the player. If he gets injured, so be it. But there's no need to bench him. And then you want to now bring him on now when your team is struggling. For now, I don't really expect Palmer to do much because this is actually his first appearance since he coming back from injury. So he still has to build match sharpness and match fitness. So I don't really expect Palmer to be that sharp in this game. Enzo, was he fouled? Take off Enzo, man. Take off Fernandez, man. He's clearly the weak link in this today for Chelsea. You have Aston Villa next. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, I actually mentioned it earlier. Yes. Yeah, that game is gonna start at 15:30 Kenyan time. 3:30 p.m. 3:30 p.m. That's when the game is scheduled to start. 3:30 p.m. Gotten it correctly. I think it's 3:30. Let me confirm. It's 3:30. It was the early kickoff to take place over the weekend. Pedro Neto, the free kick for Chelsea. See what they're gonna do with this. Pedro Neto into the box. Oh, poor cross, man. Straight into the arms of the goalkeeper, man. Yeah, so that game, yeah, it's 3:30 p.m. 3:30 p.m. on Saturday. Yes, I was correct. 3:30 p.m. Just need to confirm that so that I don't give you guys false information. We might win. It's a difficult game. Yeah, might, might. Especially, hope not Gabriel, but Saliba will be back for you guys. Out of Liverpool in the game, out of the Liverpool game, it's still 0-0. And since it hasn't really been blessed with a lot of action, I was just following the Chelsea game at the moment. But I can update you on what's going on, whether they have. Still 0-0, man. Salah has actually been brought on. Whom has he replaced? Let me see. Whom has he replaced? Salah. Whom has he replaced? Salah has been thrashed in the team. He come on at halftime. Whom did he replace? Yep, he replaced Cody Gakpo. And of course, Curtis Jones was replaced Joe Gomez. And of course, with that, you know that Sabola is just going to go back to right back position. That's why for me, not. I may not be a Liverpool fan, but I want this manager, this lot fella. Every time, when does he think this gimmick is gonna work? Sabozla is not a right back. He's your most effective attacker, other central midfielder, but he still insists in playing him off the right back position, hoping that he's gonna create. How can he create? And that is not his natural position. So because you need your best attackers in their best positions. That's like Salah being put over as a right wing back or maybe as a left back and hoping that he's going to affect the game from there. He's not. He's not. Goal! Sunderland have taken the lead, man. Taibi! 1-0 Sunderland. Well, that is what you are telling me, Anthony. Antoine, rather. That is what you are telling me. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh my God, Liverpool. Yeah, get rid of this manager. Get rid of this manager. Just get rid of him. A useless manager. I see 3-win to Arsenal. Oh, against Aston Villa. I know 3-0 is quite ballsy. I know. I don't think Aston Villa are just gonna sit back and roll over. I don't think it's gonna be a 3-0. Maybe a close game, maybe a 2-1 or a 3-2. Remember 2 seasons ago, the thriller that you guys had 4-2? Maybe something like that, but definitely not 3-0. 3-0 is because you see, Aston Villa is a team that has been informed, so they're not just gonna roll over and allow us to. They just allow us not to walk all over them. So maybe, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh man, Liverpool. You know what? Get rid of this fella. Get rid of this slot fella, man. Get rid of him. Yeah, Enzo Lefer. There's another Enzo. He's called Enzo Lefer. Wow. There's so many Enzos in the Premier League nowadays. Got two Enzos at Chelsea, another Enzo at Sunderland. So the assist was by Lefer. The goal was by Talbi. So that's why I said, you know what? Get rid of this guy, man. Get rid of this guy. We're going to win 2-0 versus Villa. Okay, that's fair. That might seem a bit fair. Of course, because you guys have the awesome defensive record. And I do hope that at least this season, man, win the league. Please, just win the league. If you let this lead slip after being in contention, after being in the driving seat for all this time, man, I don't know what is gonna work for Arsenal now. I don't think prayers are gonna work anymore because it seems like prayers do not work. Because if they are to let this go by, just pass them by like that, Sabozlai should be penalized for that. You know that's the issue. Whenever now you put your attacking players in their unnatural positions, you make them become more and more frustrated because one, they're already frustrated because their team is losing. Two, they're now more frustrated because they're playing out of position. Liverpool, I don't think they are gonna address this slump. Slump is not going away. This crisis is not going away, man. Still, Isak is kept on the pitch after having done Jack the entire game. Eketike is still warming up. So sometimes I wonder, if you clearly see that a player is underperforming, why keep him on for 70, 75 minutes, and then you bring the player in form for like 15 minutes? Take them off even around the 45th minute or even the 50th minute. Take them off, man. There's no law that says, or is there a clause in his contract that says he has to play at least 60 minutes? These are things that people should ignore, man. I think it's shaping well for a Sunderland victory. Vats, come on, Vats, release! McAllister is the one who's going on the attack. McAllister cannot. Anyway, venture forward as a winger. He's not that good, man. Because he's not blessed for pace. No, Arsenal will win. Yeah. Okay, I do think Arsenal are gonna win that game, but I don't think it's gonna be as routine as you might want to put it. Maybe 3 or 4-0. No, maybe a close, maybe a 2-1 or a 1-0. Anyway, guys, do make sure that you are liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It's your first time here on the channel. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to it. Subscribe to the channel rather. For those that are returning subscribers, do support the channel by liking the video. It really helps the algorithm get the video out there. In fact, I even forgot to focus on the Chelsea game. Because as soon as I went over to the Liverpool game, they conceded, man. Chelsea still losing 2-1. My goodness. And they're done for. See, why does the Arsenal vs Brentford say 1-0 and Arsenal 1-2? Oh, sorry. I never updated. Thanks, man. I never updated, man. Sorry, I never updated. So many things happening at the same time. Thanks for that spot, man. Thank you for that spot. Just hope that. But anyway, at least it still shows that Arsenal won. It would have been bad if I was displaying Brentford victory and Arsenal actually won the game. Anyway, as this guy is recovering from the knock, let me just switch over to the Chelsea game. Let's see whether they are in anywhere close to getting an equalizer. Nope. Goodmanson into the box, cleared by Tosin. By that's how. Okay, Strauk. Goodmanson trying to take on Gusto. 3-1 leads. Oh my god. told me, I told man. And there's a guy who was actually yelling at me. In fact, he even abused me on that chat, saying that, you know what, this Chelsea defense was just bad 2 seasons ago. Now they are good. No, they are not. They are not. There's always a mistake in this Chelsea defense. They might go 4 or 5 games without making a mistake, but that mistake is always around the corner. It's always cooking, boiling, just waiting to manifest. And there you go. Mistake. Was it a mistake by the keeper? The heck was Gusto doing? Yeah, passed it to Tosin. I told you, Tosin. I told you, Tosin. Tosin. Never want to listen. Guys never want to listen. They think that this Chelsea defense is blessed with world-class centre-backs. No, that is their biggest issue. I told you, Tosin and Badiashile are the weak links for this Chelsea team. Yep. What a gift for Calvert-Lewin, man. Yep. It's back-to-back goals for Calvert-Lewin, because he scored against Man City for the weekend. Has been able to get a goal. I don't know why Sanchez is appealing for against that goal. I don't know what he's appealing for. Clearly, no, it's not a foul. It's not a foul. Actually, Nemcha kicked the ball into Sanchez. Because you see, the rule says if the keeper already had the control of the ball and then the ball was kicked off his hands, then that's a foul. But that's not a foul. Yeah, he didn't have control of the football. Thank you. Yes, goal stands. That would have been super unfair on Leeds, man. Thank you, Mr. Antoine, man. I see you, at least you're updating us well, man. Yeah, 3-1. This one's over, man. This one's over. Chelsea are done for. And there's some Chelsea fans who are so giddy, man. Where they could say, you know what, it's a routine victory for us. Routine my foot. I wanted to say something else, but let me just withdraw. This is Bogle. Bogle coming forward for Leeds. Straight into the arms of Sanchez. Still not James. For have they brought him on? Don't know whether they've brought him on. Let me check. Let me check whether James has been brought on. Any change? Cole Palmer, Garnacho. No. James is still on the bench. Yeah. Wonderful. Tactical masterclass. Enzo Maresca. Oh, who is like you? Who is like you? Tactical masterclass. In fact, maybe somebody might say you're the biggest impediment to this team actually being a success. After all the highs, that wonderful performance against Arsenal, and then you managed the game well. Team selection, but all of a sudden you've been brought straight back down to earth. Poor performance, man. Poor team selection. Like I said, starting Badiashile, Tosin, and Shaloba was a mistake. Didn't even need to start Tosin or Badiashile. You're just stuck with Fofana. But of course, the manager dropped him because he says, you know what, I'm trying to manage his minutes. Then you should have played Achampong instead. Achampong has also been a wonderful partner to Chaloba. Now, João Pedro, Pedro Neto, this is Malo Gusto, Pedro Neto. Cross it. Cross it. You got enough players in the box. This is Andrea Santos, Malo Gusto, Enzo Fernandez. Crossed into the box. All the way to Garnacho. There's no way Chelsea are going to get 2 goals. Based on what? I don't think they're going to get 2 goals. Leeds have done enough to get the victory. Leeds have done enough to secure the victory here, man. Let me switch over to the other Concast club called Liverpool in Merseyside. Say wanting to hang on to this manager who's clearly out of his depth now. Can't buy a win, man. Just can't. This will be a very, very impressive win for Leeds. Liverpool just had the chance of going into the top 4. But now they have bottled it. But they're not going to get 2 goals. They're going to get 2 goals from where? No, yeah, because they need to turn it around and get the victory. Because the pressure was actually on them to get a victory in this game. That's why I don't see them getting 2 goals, let alone even 1 goal. Hey, Liverpool. Let me see. Uh See, you got their player ratings. Player ratings. Lefe, this guy, man. Enzo Lefe, man. Wonderful goal at the weekend against Bono. Wonderful penalty, man. Then followed it up with assist today. Yeah, so anyway, Liverpool are done for, man. This team, man. Sack this manager, man. Sack this manager. Sack this slot, man. How long do you want to give him? He's clearly not going to turn this around. He is not going to turn this. The wheels have clearly come off. The train or other, whatever automobile you want to put there, has clearly lost all the juice and steam. Salah to Curtis Jones. Sabozla into the box. Routine save for Roofs. So now it's like the gimmick is bring on Curtis Jones, let him play on the right, then now put back Sabozla into his natural position. Wow, slot. Wow. 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 See that is gonna do anything. When has that tactic ever worked for Liverpool? When has that tactic ever worked? That's why I said, no, what? Some of these managers, they think that, see, insanity, other stupidity, insanity, doing the exact same thing. Florian Vats! Vats! Goal! 009 finally gets his first goal for Liverpool, man. Hey, Florian Vats. Honestly, I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. Finally, Florian Vats is no longer on 0 goals for Liverpool. Finally gets his first goal for Liverpool. But it doesn't matter. Still get rid of this manager. It does not matter. This is just painting, they call it a paper over cracks, man. Wonderful assist from Curtis Jones, man. It was deflected. In fact, the ball was even going out of play. Anyway, they all still all count, eh? The deflection, huh? Come on. The deflection off Mukiele. In fact, the shot was going way off target, eh? Shot was really going way off target, eh? But just deflected off the heel of Mukiele into the back of the Sunderland net. And Liverpool gonna scam another victory here. Oh, come on. I'm sure Sunderland Vats will be wanting to claim that goal. Are they actually claiming it as an own goal? Come on. Don't take it away from Vats, man. Just give him the goal. Yes, they've actually credited the goal to him, eh? Anyway, Liverpool. Thank you so much, Mr. Anton. And keep updating us, man. Keep updating us. And at least I can say it's been a wonderful night. Handball. Come on, referee. I've seen it in 4K, man. And I'm in Kenya. That's handball, man. Come on, ref. That guy clearly handled the ball. Mukiele clearly handled that ball, eh? But anyway, maybe they say that since it was not in an attacking phase of play, so they're not gonna call the foul, eh? Yep, the goal has been credited to Vats. First goal involvement for Liverpool. Man, gets his first goal in December. This guy was bought in August. Actually, he was bought in July. So the whole of August, September, October, November, 4 months without a goal. Finally gets his first goal for Liverpool. Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz. Oh my God. Ooh, that was close, man. Now the momentum is with Liverpool, eh? I will not be surprised if they are to get a victory here. I will not be surprised, man. That's handball. Come on, stop rolling on the floor, man. Get up, man. We need to get moving. But Arsenal are just trying to take the sting out of the game, eh? So that they can break Liverpool's momentum. Leeds still leading 3-1 against Chelsea. That one's done for. That one's over. No sooner had Chelsea said that they were in a title race than it came crashing down. Title race, my foot, man. They thought that they were already in a title race. Their title charge did not even last a week. They're in a title race for 3 days from Sunday all the way to Wednesday. After that, it has just disappeared again. Because if they lose that game, it's not if they are losing that game. Currently, they are, is it 9 points behind Arsenal? Arsenal on, Arsenal on 33 points, Chelsea on 24. Yeah. So, they're not going to mount a title charge after this. Because they've already dropped position. They're actually in second place on Tuesday. Was it? No, sorry, on Saturday. Man City won. Man City went above them. They dropped to third place. Now they have dropped to fourth place because of this loss. Poor performance, man. Consider 3 goals against our Leeds team. Anyway, it's because of the team selection. I've kept on saying it's a team selection. Team selection. Isako still playing, surely. Isako still playing. What had he done to remain on the pitch for that long? Surely. Anyway, finally it's been taken off. Kakes, what's Kakes gonna do in 5 minutes? Slot fella. Anyway, guys, make sure you are liking the video and subscribing to the channel. If it's your first time here on the channel, do make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you are a returning subscriber, support the content on the channel by liking the video. And it's a free kick to Liverpool. The Bosley takes a free kick. Cleared by Boom. Cleared by Konate. Back with Sabozlai. Now with Curtis Jones. Is now with KTK. KTK into Curtis Jones. Konate. This is Vets. This is Curtis Jones. This is Salah. Cross it in the box. Hey, Salah. Salah. They have left Liverpool last season, man. The legacy at Liverpool is gonna be very, very poor, shambolic season as far as it's concerned. This is Gravenberch, Sabozlai, into Salah, Sabozlai, this Salah, Curtis Jones, unable to get to the ball. Yeah, Liverpool have gone all gang ho, man. It's all Liverpool now, huh? It's all Liverpool. It's all Liverpool, man. It's Curtis Jones. Oh, man. Salah, Chiesa, Curtis Jones blocked. That goal has actually been credited as a Mukiela on goal. So, Vats is still on 0 Premier League goals for Liverpool. Zero goals for Liverpool. So, the goal has been credited as a Mukiele on goal. Sorry, Florian Wirtz, man. These things do happen. Sorry, man. These things do happen. Curtis Jones. But cross it. Out by Ronaldo. It's gonna be a corner for Liverpool. Liverpool better be careful because they have gone all gun ho. They are clearly on the attack. But if Sunderland want to go the other way and get a goal for counter, sure they'll be on their knees, man, crying. Anyway, it's a corner to Liverpool to be taken by Salah. He'd hit the arm. Liverpool appealing for a penalty. Anyway, let's see whether it did hit the arm. It's not on ball, man. Not on ball. They're claiming that Alderete had handled the ball, but the ball hit him on the back of the shoulder, on top of the upper arm. Sabozla into the box. Corner. Salah blocked. Ay, 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 yeah. Liverpool doing everything in their power to get this victory. Eh? The game is now into stoppage time. Eh? Stoppage time. How many minutes of added time? We'll see. Maybe 5 or 6. Anyway, guys, as we wind up this game, 7 minutes of added time, make sure you guys are liking the video and subscribing to the channel. If it's your first time on the Vinskey Valor YouTube channel, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you're also a returning subscriber, please make sure you support the channel by liking the video. So we're gonna have 7 minutes of added time. 7 minutes of added time. Yeah, Chelsea still leading still losing 3-1 or rather. So I think that game is pretty much over. I don't think they're gonna come back from that. So our focus is now purely on the Liverpool game. Dalby has been taken out to be replaced by O'Neill. Dalby, the goal scorer, replaced by O'Neill. So it's a throw into Liverpool to be taken by Curtis Jones. Maybe this game is gonna go beyond the 98th minute because just waited like 1.5 minutes on that sub. Is Konate into Sabozlai. Liverpool have got so many players forward, man. Van Dijk has now gone forward as an attacker. Roofs, man. Yeah, the one who jumped unfairly. Come on. Come on, Roofs. Jumping was not that aggressive, man. And it's okay. Just an awkward landing. There's nothing wrong with that, there's nothing wrong. Just trying to milk it there. There's nothing wrong with that challenge from Eketike. Eketike is allowed to go for the ball, but the keeper already had it in his arms, so there's no foul. Why they gave a foul? That was never a foul. What to me is always baffling is that goalkeepers are so protected, especially in the box. But strikers, whenever they are bundled over by the goalkeepers, maybe the goalkeeper is coming out to get the ball and then he misses it, runs into the player. You never see any penalties or fouls being given against the goalkeeper. But whenever the goalkeeper is just nudged a little bit, just here, fee, just a small nudge, fee, small nudge, fee. So protected. Somebody might think as if they are so salamander, man. It's like they're so delicate in the box. And they're the only ones that are allowed to use their arms. This Gravenbach, come on, shoot. Gravenbach, it's now with Chiesa, Florian Wirtz, Konate. Go ahead. Oh my God. What the heck? Oh, Chiesa. Wonderful save from Chiesa, man. Liverpool are conceding a second goal, man. Liverpool are conceding a second goal. Ay, 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 ay. If Sonal did not score with that chance, oh my God. Oh, I will not be surprised if Liverpool are to get the victory here. Curtis Jones into Gravenbach. Gravenbach. Is Van Dijk. Van Dijk. Is Wirtz. Florian Wirtz. Is Kakes on the overlap. Kakes. Mukiele. One half who headed back to the goalkeeper from Ballard, man. What a chance, man. Ay, ay, ay. This guy was clean through, man. He was winning the game for Sunderland, but he just couldn't or rather finish the chance. Tried to go around Allison, shot the ball, but Chiesa went back to defend the line. Huh? Is Van Dijk, is Konate, is Curtis Jones into Salah. Salah's getting no support whatsoever. Curtis Jones into the box, cleared by Mukiele. This is Vats. Poor pass, man. Come on. Come on, go long, go long, go long, go long, go long. Gravenbach is now Allison. Anyway, even if Liverpool are to draw this game, then kudos to them because this actually Sunderland are not an easy team to beat. Just as Arsenal, man. Arsenal drew with them 2-2. And they actually beat Chelsea at at Stamford Bridge. So, oh my God. Vats turns it over. Don't foul him, don't foul him, Vats. Don't foul him. Don't foul him. Don't foul him, yeah. Don't get the player out of jail by fouling him, eh? Dorian Vietz is now Sabozlai to Salah. Salah's getting no support whatsoever on this far side. Salah. It's a corner for Liverpool, eh? Corner for Liverpool. Eesh. Has to be the last chance now for Liverpool, eh? This has to be the last chance for Liverpool. Last chance for Liverpool, man. Poor corner from Sabozla. Goal kick. Don't know what Konate was appealing for. Don't know what he was appealing for. Clearly, there's no foul in there. So I told you, Sunderland are a tough cookie to crack, eh? Because they're actually unbeaten against the top clubs. Not really top club. They're unbeaten because they've actually played 3 games against now Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal. They have won one. They're on their way to drawing too because they have drawn with Arsenal. They have also drawn with kindly drawn with Liverpool. They actually beat Chelsea at the bridge. So I told you this they are not a tough although they're not really an easy team to beat. Sunderland are a tough cookie, man. Sabozlai, poor cross. Yeah, this game is gonna almost at the 98th minute, guys. 98th minute. Shaka is appealing to the referee, man. Why aren't you blowing the final whistle? Florian Wirtz with an up and over. Cleared by Aldarate. Eketike over the bar. That was the last chance. Game over. And that was the last chance of the game. Game is over. Game over. So, just as that game has concluded, also the Chelsea game has ended. So, Chelsea have lost at the bridge to, sorry, not at the bridge, have lost at Elland Road to Leeds. So it's been a tough day for Chelsea, man. I'll keep slugging them until they get rid of this manager. Man City will lose to Sunderland. Whether you might have a point, yep. Whether that is not a far-fetched prediction. That is not in any way a far-fetched prediction. I will not be surprised if they lose because, like I said, Man City, when I was saying yesterday on the stream, Man City are very shaky, wobbly. You don't really know what to expect of City. They might as well beat a team 6-0. They might as well lose to Burnley 1-0. You don't really know. They look so shaky. In fact, yesterday's game, you could clearly see they had raced into a 5-1 lead, but they allowed Fulham to score 3 unanswered goals. And in fact, they're almost conceding the 5th goal. The game almost ended 5-5. So, you don't really know what to expect of City. So, I will not be surprised if they lose their game. I will not be surprised at all. But anyway, we will be here to cover all those games, guys. We will be here to cover all those games because clearly I want to see how whether Sunderland are going to keep this up because this impressive run that they are on, especially of the league this season where they are just picking results one after another, super impressive. But this is always going to be hard. This is always going to be a hard game. So, it was always going to be a hard-fought game for Liverpool. I never expected them just to thrash Sunderland. No, 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 no. Sunderland are a well-organized team, yeah? In fact, has there been any game this season where they've actually lost by 2 clear goals? No. In fact, I think their worst defeats have been just a 1-0. Let me check the table. Sunderland's worst defeat. Let me check Sunderland's result. They've only lost 3 games this season. They have lost 3 games out of 13. That's impressive. That is impressive, man. Let me go beginning of the season. Let me just look at their stats. So, actually, they won their first game of the season 3-0 against West Ham. Then they lost against Burnley 2-0. And then beat Brentford 2-1. Drew with Palace 0-0. Drew with Aston Villa 1-1. Beat Forest 1-0. Lost 2-0 to United. Won 2-0 against Wolves. Beat Chelsea 2-1. They drew with Sunderland 1-1. Drew with Chelsea, Arsenal 2-2. Lost to Fulham. Just on Saturday, they mounted a comeback against Bournemouth, which they actually won 3-2. And just right now, in the game that has finished, they drew 1-1 with Liverpool. So you can see, they've actually been keeping the score down. Sunderland have not conceded more than 2 goals in any game. So it will not be beyond them to go at the Etihad and actually get a victory or even force a draw. Because the way City are playing right now, they might even ship 4 or 5 goals. And see the way City are playing. The way they consider those 4 goals to Fulham. Mark my words, a thrashing is on the way for City. It's a game maybe they might just lose even like 3 or 4-0. Because based on the way their defense is so open. And that's why I said they can't really mount up a title challenge because their defense is all over the place and there is no way that they can able even to handle, or they're not really handle, but sustain, or rather keep opponents off their goal. Because as you saw yesterday, whenever Fulham would attack them, especially in the second half, you'd actually think Fulham might score, man. And then they scored those 3 goals in the second half. It's like Fulham were dead and buried. But somehow they managed to score those 3 goals. 2 goals from Chukwueze and 1 from Iwobi. And the goals that they actually scored were actually from the edge of the area where that particular area had been vacated by the City midfielders. Look, Chelsea have 2 tough games coming. Yeah, facts, yeah. Bournemouth and Everton, those are not easy games at all. So, I would not be surprised if they went on to drop more points. But of course, Maresca, he'll try and make amends in the next game against Bournemouth. Maybe he picks the likes of his favorite starting lineup, but still little too late because this is the game that they should have actually made the statement. Because if you go on to lose to Bournemouth, it's not really an issue because Bournemouth are a well-established team in the Premier League, but losing to a team that was just promoted in Leeds after having rested almost your entire back line and your entire team, then you expect to get a victory. No, you see, Maresca is not at the level where he can afford to rotate rotate his team and get the result, because even the starting lineup has been unable to be consistent over the games that they have been playing. So see, the only time that you're allowed to rotate is if you're winning with your starting lineup. If they were in a position as Arsenal's, where they're actually winning with their starting lineup, with their best team, then you're allowed to maybe rotate, maybe bring one player out, replace him with another, maybe take two out, bring two back in. Well, you can do that. But you're not at the level where your team, in fact, if you are to ask Maresca right now, what is his best starting lineup? I don't think he knows. I don't think he even knows his best starting lineup, because now that Palmer is back, you're gonna see uh the next game, he's going to be torn either to play Enzo, James, or Santos in the middle, and then maybe allow Palmer to play just ahead of them. He doesn't really know how. He hasn't really worked out the best balance for his team is. So see, now that's the other issue with Chelsea. Very big issue. So they've got issues at the back. Defense is pathetic, always leaking goals. There's always a cycle. Maybe after 3 or 4 games, there's always a mistake in them. And then you also have a manager who doesn't even help you in the first place by picking the right team, or maybe having a consistent team, or having a solid base of a team where know what, I have this starting lineup. If I'm to call on this team to perform, I know they're not gonna let me. But for him, doesn't even know. In fact, even if I were to ask Chelsea fans what their best starting lineup is, some of them do not even know. They don't know. Some would say it is Estevao and Pedro Neto on the other side. Others would say it's Pedro Neto and Garnacho on the other side. They don't even know. So that's the other issue. Man City can lose to Crystal Palace and Sunderland. Yeah, true. They can. They can. They can. Remember last season they lost to Crystal Palace FA Cup final. So that's why I said it's not in any way beyond Man City to avoid defeats, because they can. Not in order to. Sorry, I've mixed myself up. In that game, you do not rule out a City loss in either one of those two games, either Crystal Palace or Sunderland, because those two teams, man, those are not easy games. And I just hope that maybe when they are playing Crystal Palace maybe the only chance that City might have of beating Crystal Palace if Crystal Palace have come off to play a game in the Conference League. Maybe that's the only way that whether City might have a chance, because Crystal Palace have been very poor, especially playing games after they have played in the Conference League, because they did not have the squad depth. That's why today against Wolves, you could clearly, not Wolves, against Burnley, you could see that they're a little bit more compact, because they were actually in familiar ground. Even though they lost to United, but you could see today that they were way more solid than they were before. So anyway, I don't know, but we'll see. We will see. But if I'm to call those games, in fact, let me just see whether I can call those games. Let me just look at those fixtures right now. Let me just look at them right now, because I have a feeling we might be in for some surprises this coming weekend. There might be some surprises on the horizon. Let me just scroll to December 6th to 8th. So Aston Villa, Arsenal. With that, on that, I'm picking Arsenal for the victory 2-1. Bournemouth, Chelsea. I think that's gonna be a draw, but I fancy Bournemouth. But also remember that Bournemouth have also been having a very, very poor form. Have been on poor form lately. In fact, they are winless in the past 6 games. So it's it's kind of difficult game to call. Let me see the starting lineup first, and then maybe now from there I will decide what the game how the game is gonna end up. But I will not be surprised if If Bournemouth, after all this, they're on a poor run of form, Chelsea show up into town, they get the points. Everton, Nottingham Forest, Sean Dyche going back to his former club. That one might also be a draw. Might also be a draw. Man City, Sunderland. Hey, that one. That one. Maybe I might side with Antoine. Maybe go for a Sunderland victory. Who knows? Newcastle, Burnley. Routine Newcastle victory. Tottenham, Brentford. That's easy. Brentford are going to win that game. Leeds, Liverpool. Wow. You know what? Leeds are going to win that game. My prediction for that game is Leeds are going to win it. Leeds are going to win against it because Liverpool are playing Leeds now on Saturday from 8:30 p.m. Kenyan time. So at least it's a wonderful time for at least everybody will be at home ready to watch that game from start to finish, which is actually good. Bournemouth will win. Yeah, true. I will not be surprised. I will not be surprised if Bournemouth are to get a victory in that game because Chelsea, you might be surprised. You will see maybe he picks Badiashile and for fun and not for fun, Badiashile and Tosin, and then maybe picks Gusto, drops Chaloba because now Chaloba has played 2 games, consecutive games, and Chaloba is actually one of his best centre backs. Fofana is the best centre back, the one that is available. Actually, the best centre back at the club is Colwell, but Colwell is nursing an ACL injury. So he's gonna be back next year, maybe around late April into May. So that means he's gonna miss the entire season. So that means this entire season they have to play without Colwell. So the second best defender is actually Fofana and then Chaloba. But anyway, it's been an interesting night. Clearly, I had not predicted those results. Because I honestly thought that Liverpool and Chelsea were gonna win. Definitely not routine victories, but they were going to be hard fought. But somehow they have bottled it. They are bottled. But at least Liverpool showed a little bit more composure today. But I think, like I said, for me, I'll just keep saying it. Klopp has to, not Klopp. Why am I saying Klopp? Yeah, Klopp maybe has to come back. Slot has to go. Honestly, this guy has to go. He has to go because they keep this up. They might even find it hard to even qualify for Europe, even Champions League. So, but anyway, thank you so much, guys, for being part of this watch along. We just want to sign off now. At least been a long 3 hours ever since we started with the Arsenal game from around 10:30 at about this hour. At least we've been able to cover all the games. And thank you for the engagement in the chat. Thank you so much. The likes of Shelmeet, Antoine, Ryan in the chat for being participants and just keeping us updated. Thank you so much for that, man. Highly appreciated, man. So please join me tomorrow as well. Tomorrow we're gonna cover the Manchester United West Ham game. It's also gonna be an interesting game, eh? But that's another team that is completely United, rather another team that is completely unpredictable. Just as unpredictable as their neighbors, man. Because you don't really know what United team is gonna turn up for that game. They might actually go into that game. They might even slap West Ham. Then the next game, I think they are playing Wolves. They go on to lose. So that is how topsy-turvy those two teams are. That's big mischance, man. You're going, yeah, my friend. Yeah, I have to sign off. I have to sign off. To sign off, go and get some rest. At least recover a bit. But of course, please let us meet tomorrow for the other watch along. Manchester United versus West Ham. Of course, West Ham to win. Yeah, for me, my prediction is I'm not gonna call a West Ham victory or United victory. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a draw. For me, my prediction is a draw. It's gonna be a draw in that game because whenever United are expected to win, either they're going to lose or draw. Case in point, the game against Everton, and Everton are actually playing with 10 men. In fact, Don't get me started on that game. If I start talking about that game, we might actually leave here at around 2:30, and I don't want to go that. I don't want to go in that direction. But anyway, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Antoine, for being part of this, and the other guys that are also part of the comment section. Thank you so much for keeping the comment section lively. That is how Watchalong is supposed to be, man. We update each other. We evaluate the game. We basically say, okay, whom we think is gonna carry the day. You drop your predictions, and at least it's been good. I've actually enjoyed this evening of football. Let's hope that tomorrow it's gonna be epic as well, and hope that it's going to be good. My United wako mbaya. Yeah, true. But you see, at the same time, you don't really know which team is gonna turn up. You don't honestly know. They might just scam another victory the same way they scammed one against Crystal Palace. So you don't know. You don't know. In fact, if there's one of the hardest games to call this season is Man United games. Because in games where you actually predict them to go on and win comfortably, they end up losing. In games where you expect them to be battered, they actually go on and win. So you don't really know what to expect. But we will see. So please, Antoine, tune in tomorrow so at least we can catch that game together and also be in the chat so at least you can also go have a little bit of banter. It's always good to have banter in the chat. At least we give predictions, what you guys think. And of course, for the other big watch-alongs that are going to be coming up on Saturday, also tune in for that as well. But anyway, thank you so much, guys, for being part of this. It's been a wonderful evening of fast-paced action, defeats to Chelsea. Their title charge did not even last. Their title charge did not even last even for a week, because as soon as they drew against Arsenal, they're already saying that, you know what, we're in a title race. Wow. They were just brought down. What? How do you say it? They have been brought back down to earth. Yes, brought back down to earth, man. Like I said, their title just didn't even last a week, man. So at least they can at least keep quiet and say, you know what, we're not in a title race, because clearly they did not have the squad, the team, or the manager to mount out a title charge. Hey, what a goal from Aronson, man. That was a one. So it was Tanaka. Anyway, see you, Anton, for that watch along, and hope you're gonna have a wonderful evening as well, even as you rest and go about your activities tomorrow. Hopefully, we're gonna meet each other tomorrow as we cover those games and even the games that are gonna be coming up on Saturday through to Monday. Because on Monday we're gonna cap off the weekend with now having United versus Wolves. So also do catch us for that game. On Monday it's gonna be Wolves versus Manchester United. Gonna see which United team is gonna turn up for that. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. It's been your boy right here, Vinskey Valor. Hope you guys do take care. Have a wonderful evening. Peace.